Woodward Sports, let's go!
Woodward Sports Network, let's go!
Yeah, it is Monday and a victory Monday for Michigan State. So shout out to Sparty, everybody that's watching right now. Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick. To my right,
yo, what's the word? It's Corey.
I like that suit coat today too, Corey. And to my left
is Joey. Hello there.
Welcome, Joey. And then in producer
hold
booth,
up. I got a clean fit on too. Damn it.
Yeah, you don't have a
You
suit
ain't
coat
got no
though.
jacket though.
Right.
This is a brand new polo looking clean as hell, and I can't get one little compliment.
Hey man, look, dog. They got suit jackets at Kohl's for 40 bones.
That's messed up. That's messed up.
We got to say hi to Alex and Adam in the producer booth, and of course Fish, making sure the audio sounds crispy today. We got a bunch of stuff planned today. Former Fab-5 member Jimmy King is going to join the show at 9 a.m. Plus we're going over Todd McShays Mock Draft. But the big news of the night, Michigan State. Michigan State did what they needed to do to make sure that they're going to the NCAA tournament. I think we can all agree that they're in, right? They're in?
They should be in. I said that they had to at least split one of those two games against Michigan. They did that. They have wins over, in the past 2 weeks, they now have wins over number 4, number 7, number 2. That should be enough to get them in there. But I will say this, Big Ten tournament is coming up this Thursday. They go ahead and they play Maryland at 11:30 a.m., I believe. It will go a long way if they go ahead and beat Maryland, at least have a great showing in the Big Ten tournament. Right now, I think they were, with that win over Michigan, they should be in. If they lost, they might go back to being on the bubble. But, hey, they did a good job, went out there and took care of business. They should be in there.
And you know what I love most about that is I don't like tying series in a season because it's like, all right, well then who's the better team? The winner of that game is actually going to play Michigan on Friday. So then we might have a Michigan State versus Michigan repeat.
Yeah, so you're talking about the Big Ten tournament,
Yeah.
right? So now that the lineups are out there, now that the official seating is out there, on Thursday, I love this because we get early basketball each Thursday and Friday. Like
I love that.
I got addicted to early football during COVID, like 3 p.m. football games, but now we get 11 a.m. basketball games, which... March is here. But Michigan State is playing at 11:30 Thursday morning against Maryland. Maryland's the 8 seed. Michigan State is the 9 seed. So that's at 11:30 on Thursday morning. And then on Friday morning, Michigan is playing the winner of that game. So they could be playing Michigan State again for a third time within a week.
I love that. That's going to give this rivalry. I mean, it's already a rivalry. This doesn't need any more, gasoline on the flames. But just to be able to see it 3 times in a span of, 10 days? Something like that? 2 weeks, whatever? That's
2 weeks.
No, less than 7 days. It would be Thursday, Sunday, and then the next Monday.
It don't get no better than that.
No, I love
It really doesn't.
It's just so weird. Every time I watch this game, I'm like, all right, the first time Michigan and Michigan State played, Michigan just played awful. And then you look at yesterday's game, they played better. I'm not going to say they even played good because they couldn't get a damn. They kept giving up offensive rebounds, screwing them in that game.
Right.
Second chance points were through the roof. And I'm like, this team's really got to get it together because not only this Michigan State rivalry, just the entire Big Ten tournament, and then obviously the tournament with March Madness.
But what really killed Michigan yesterday was that bench scoring. I mean, the Spartans outscored them 41-17 on the bench, and Michigan shot the ball terribly. That first half, they were like 35%. The second half, they went up to about 46. So that first half, I think it did them in, and it carried over. They could have pulled it out in the end almost, but just couldn't get that job done.
Yeah, the thing that did them in was that Langford big shot at the end of the game.
49
and Alex,
seconds.
you have that video of Langford hitting the big shot with about 49 seconds left because it was still a game.
Yeah.
Like, Michigan should not have been in the game. It seemed like they were getting their ass beat the whole time. But it turned into a game at the very end, and I thought for sure. Go ahead. You just let it run.
Yeah, Hunter Dickinson in those final moments, he just started coming alive, got to the line a few times. Missed that first of those last 2 times he went to the line, missed that first one, but on the second one, he went ahead and got it back, brought it within 3, but Langford only had 7 points that night, but 3 of those 7 came at the most crucial moments of the game, hit that 3, and it was pretty much just not smooth sailing, but it was pretty much a wrap from there.
We always talk about how black don't crack, right, Corey?
Yeah.
We always talk about it.
I look at Langford, I'm like, man, that cracked a long time ago because my man looks like he's 55 years old.
As I said yesterday, Langford has been at Michigan State since Barack Obama's first term. Not the second one, the first one. He's giving Van Wilder a run for his money.
And Langford had something to say afterwards. Him and Tom Izzo talked about that big shot. Let's hear what Langford had to say on that.
Oh man, I was confident. It's just from practice, man. I practiced that shot so much by myself, and I've seen myself hit those kind of shots before, and so they kicked it to me. I can't remember who actually kicked it to me right now off the top of my head, but I felt like I was open. The whole bench was like, shoot it.
I was standing right next to him, and I was telling him to shoot it.
And my subconscious mind was like, shoot it. My instinct was like, shoot it. So I shot it.
So they all told me to shoot it, so I shot it. Like, that is the best basketball ever. And he made the shot. I mean, and what more can you want out of your ninth-year senior, Jeremy Langford, coming in big?
Ninth-year senior.
He's going to be a doctor, right? That's what it's about. He's
And the
going
thing
there
is,
to
I
be a
think
doctor.
they said he has another year of eligibility left. He's 24. But he feels like he's 44. So, hey, we'll go with it.
Hey, whatever. Like Izzo said, if you stay here, you will get to a Final Four. He didn't promise how many years you had to stay there to get to a Final Four. He just said, stay here. You'll get to one.
We also got to clap it up for Rocket because
finally.
Rocket Watts out of nowhere finally shows out to play because the beginning of the season, he was doing well. There was a lot of hype around him, but then all of a sudden, he went quiet for so long.
Right.
And he came out to ball, the top scorer yesterday with 21 points, even beating Aaron Henry, who only had 18 points yesterday. So that's a big difference maker for them.
Well, you know why Rocket had that game, right? That was his mom's first time watching him play college basketball. So, if there's ever a game for you to have your breakout performance is when your mom is watching your first college game. That's why he came out there and balled out. He had the game of his life, 21 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. He was shot like 50% that night. That afternoon, perfect timing.
And it made Tom Izzo a little emotional after
yeah.
the game. We got a great video of Tom Izzo getting emotional here. Let's look at this. And you love to see this out of Tom Izzo because, he's been doing this so long. So to see it still means so much to him, like that's where you want to be as a coach. And that's the kind of guy you want to play for. Look at this. It's him going over. You can see tears starting to come in his eyes. Look at this. Like, this guy's fighting to get in the NCAA tournament for the 23rd year, and you would think he just made it for the first time ever.
It's reasons why all of those people who talk about Tom Izzo on media, they would say they want to send their kids to play for Tom Izzo because he doesn't only coach them hard, he loves them hard. And it's just proof is in the pudding right there off of you seeing that video right there of how emotional he was. He was emotional with Rocket when Rocket broke down after the game of doing that performance in front of his mom. It's something we've seen with Izzo over the decades, and that right there is not too shocking.
Yeah. So my question is, after that game, are you more worried about Michigan or are you more confident in State?
I am more confident in State. I don't think there's anything to worry about Michigan. It was a rivalry game. When you go up again, when it's Michigan and Michigan State, as we said the past couple of days, you got to throw the record out the window. In those big rivalry games, the record doesn't matter. It's all about emotions. Before they took that L to Michigan State, they clinched the Big Ten season title. I don't think that they all of a sudden just kind of gave up and took the foot off the gas. I'm not saying that, but Tom Izzo is a legendary coach. You're going to give him a chance to game plan against the same opponent within 72 hours? I don't see him getting beat twice like that.
Well, that's what he compared it to, almost like a playoff series. That's what he was saying. And this is what Tom Izzo has traditionally done throughout his whole NCAA career. Like, first round of the NCAA tournament, Izzo's good. Second round or second game in that weekend, he's almost undefeated. Like, he always wins that second game when he has the time to make those in-game adjustments.
And it's just showing right there. They just completely outclassed Michigan yesterday. don't want to talk about what Michigan didn't do. Everything yesterday was about what the Spartans did do. They imposed their will on Michigan, and they got the victory. I don't think there's anything to worry about Michigan. Once that tournament starts up, they're going to go ahead and they're going to ramp it up. Whoever they play Friday, whether it's Michigan State, whether it's Maryland, that opponent is going to be in for a dogfight because just like Juwan Howard, just like Tom Izzo came back and bounced his team back, Juwan Howard's going to do the same thing. What happened when they took that L to Illinois? They bounced back and they put a beat down on Michigan State. I think that after losing such a close game, it's possible that they're going to come back and put a beat down on whoever they do.
Yeah, it's possible, but it's also possible they keep laying this egg because now out of their last 3 games, they've only won 1. One of them was an absolute blowout loss, and the other one was an absolute tough loss against your in-state rival. I don't know. They're not going into the Big Ten tournament with the momentum that they should be going in as the number 2 overall team in the country. I mean, as little as, Friday, we were talking about them, or I was talking about them rivaling the Fab-5 if they won a national championship. After these last 3 games, it's tough for me to make that argument anymore.
I think it's a little bit overreaction. I think that when you're looking at Illinois and just how good they are, you got to give them respect for how they beat Michigan. No shame in losing to the number 4 seed at that time.
Yep.
No shame in losing to them that way. It happens. Michigan's and then yesterday's game, Eli Brooks is one of their. I don't want to say that he's their best player, but he's a good defender. Him going down with that injury, that definitely impacted the game. That might have thrown their psyche off a little bit. And, he's a senior. To see him, how hard he plays, and to see him in a walking boot, it might have had some kind of effect on him. And, they were just kind of thrown out of whack. I believe that Juwan Howard is going to have them regroup and be prepared. I'm not worried about Michigan at all.
Joey, are you worried about Michigan? Because I'm worried about Michigan.
I'm not worried. I'm just disappointed. Sound like a dad.
You sound like a dad.
Sound like a dad saying that. But truthfully, I am. I mean, I put so much weight on the rivalry aspect of this because I don't care how good or how bad of a team you are, that rivalry will always outweigh anything. So that's the one thing that I take. So I don't really overlook the outcome of this game because on Thursday they just beat Michigan State by 19. So I'm not freaking out yet. The game before that, though, when they lost to Illinois, that one I was definitely worrying a little bit about because that is one of the top teams in the country, and you did see Michigan State just beat them a couple days before that. So going into this tournament, I'm excited because now Michigan at least has time to show what they got before really going into the March Madness tournament. So then I'll freak out. If this doesn't go well with the Big Ten tournament, then I'm going to be worrying a little bit, right? But right now, I'm not. I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, you just look at it, it almost seemed like Juwan Howard was being super nice to his in-state rival because, it's just they just gave him an NCAA tournament victory. They literally just handed Michigan State. They could have kept Michigan State out of the tournament had they beat that ass like they did on Friday or on Thursday, but they didn't. They let them off the hook. And now Michigan State is in the tournament, and they may play them again on Monday, and they're a problem. They're a problem now. You don't see any problem the next time these two teams meet up. You think it's just going to be Michigan in a clean sweep?
I don't. Yesterday when I looked at that game, there were so many mistakes and opportunities that Michigan gave to Michigan State. That ain't going to happen 2 times in a row.
Well, that's what Michigan State does, man. They're a physical team. They get you out of your zone. They press you. And the one player that I have been thoroughly unimpressed with these past 3 games is Hunter Dickinson.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, this dude cannot stay out of foul trouble. Even against Michigan State yesterday, he was picking up dumb-ass fouls that a 7'1" guy doesn't need to be on the perimeter reaching. Just stand there, bro. To me, he's a dominant player, but he is a freshman, so you got to give him, the kid's probably, 19 years old, so he doesn't have the maturity to stay out of those foul positions, but damn, I'm worried about Michigan. A week ago, we were talking about them being one of the greatest Michigan teams ever to come through. 1 loss in the regular season, carrying that over to the Big Ten tournament, becoming Big Ten champs, going to the national championship, and now it's okay, I could see that happening, but I can also see Illinois beating them. I can now see Michigan State beating them. I can see Iowa beating them. They got some problems at Michigan right now, and this is not the time to be trending down.
What's your biggest concerns with them? I want to start with that.
My biggest concern is lack of intensity.
Yeah.
I mean, and maybe it's okay. We're going into the tournament. We locked up the Big Ten championship, and it was beautiful to win it on your home court and all that. But then you come out and lay an egg the very next game to the team you just beat by almost 30. It just doesn't make sense to me how inconsistent they've been over the past week.
That's one thing that I could agree with, because when you look at this season, there hasn't been many back-to-back games like they've been playing these last couple of days. And what's March Madness? It's a whole bunch of games back-to-back. So it's like they're not going to have these long breaks that they've had these last couple of weeks, because look at how they've played in the last week or two. They've had a lot of big losses. So that is something where I could agree with you, because they got to figure it out. The intensity's got to be there, and especially when you're a number 2 team in the country, you can't give up what they've been giving up.
You're being attacked, man. You're being hunted
Yes.
every single game. Like, you got to act like your life's on the line. And I feel like over the past 3 games, it's been like, all we needed to win was 1 to lock up the Big Ten. We got the 1. We're okay.
We're going to see what they're really made of when this tournament starts, this Big Ten tournament. I think that the season is done. I don't think that there's going to be any kind of carryover effect. I believe that this is going to be a new chapter, new life, and this is it. We're just going to see. Let's see what happens. What Michigan team comes out Friday. I believe that will be the team that everybody sees for the rest of the Big Ten tournament and the NCAA tournament. They know that they have to come out there and make a statement. They have to come out there and punch whoever it is in the mouth. If it's Maryland, they got to punch them in the mouth. If it's Michigan State, they're probably going to punch them in the mouth twice as hard for dropping that one at Chrysler, not at Chrysler Center, but at Breslin Center. So let's just see what happens this Friday. I'm not that worried, but if Michigan does not have a good showing in the Big Ten tournament, if they show that there is some weakness in that armor, then it's time to start hitting the panic button. Let's see what happens this Friday before we hit the panic button.
Yeah, well, we're going to find out. The Big Ten tournament is here. March Madness is here. I love every bit of it. We're going to be talking to Jimmy King, former Fab-5er. You don't say former. He's still Fab-5.
Yeah, he's a Fab-5er.
That's for life. Mm-hmm. We're going to be talking to him at 9 a.m. More about the Michigan State game and just about the state of Michigan basketball right now. And honestly, yesterday I came in here because we had some things to do in the studio last night for Lady Jane's. And I came in here, and Joey, I was like, I'm kind of glad Michigan State won. It gives us a lot to talk about, and it changes the narrative of so many different things. Because if Michigan would have come in and steamrolled them, it would have been, okay, clear, it's over. Michigan State, it's over. But now, State's not only going to face them potentially in the Big Ten tournament, they're going to make the NCAA tournament now for sure. And they could be a problem for Michigan, and Michigan could have squashed this problem before it ever became one.
You know what? Michigan State fans, Spartan fans, you're welcome. You're welcome. Ever since me and Ann did Everything Is Overrated, and we put Izzo on blast, they've turned it up.
Yeah,
so,
but you all were stupid for doing it before March.
Hey,
that's why.
no,
You got to wait till Izzo month.
No, we weren't stupid because, me and Ann agreed, hey, Izzo has been looking kind of, they were looking kind of whatever the past couple of years. But you know what? To Izzo's credit, he's a future Hall of Fame coach. Yes. He's getting his team ready to go. And, hey, maybe it is January, February, Izzo, April. We're definitely about to see. But if there's one coach to fear during that month, you still got to give it to him. For some way, somehow, Izzo always pulls a rabbit out the hat, and he gets his team ready close to the tournament time. I don't know what it is, no matter what their record is, whether they started off great and then, kind of tailspin toward the end. It doesn't matter. He gets his teams ready during that time, man. Got to give the credit to him.
So, question on this one: who's looking like more of a legend right now, or more of a genius? Is it Adham predicting that the Steelers were going to turn into a bust, or is it Corey coming out here saying that you can't go after Izzo?
What? No, it's clearly Adham, because Corey was ripping on Izzo.
But listen, he flipped it on him though. He put a fire in his ass.
Oh, so we're giving Corey the pep talk,
I think so.
Somebody sent Izzo the tape. I'm telling you. I don't care what anybody said. Somebody sent them the tape, and he's probably throwing darts in my face right now.
I just see him sitting there like in a dark lair watching everything being like, oh, curses, Corey. Like he's got petting his cat like an evil guy in a cartoon.
You know what? It probably did not happen, but if he says, let's just say, for instance, he said, you know what, that damn everything is overrated episode pissed me off, and that's why we're here right now, I think I would probably walk to Breslin with a smile on my face.
Honestly, you're probably one of the only people that were ripping on him. I feel like Izzo's the kind of guy that everybody's just stroking because of the achievements he has had with that program.
No, honestly, like I was asking the question, is Izzo done too? Because his coaching style is, let's just say, it's outdated. You know, the Bobby Knight way of throwing chairs, getting in kids' asses, and like being the tough guy dad is kind of out the window at this point. Like the Juwan Howards, I'm going to dance with you on the court, I'm going to pick you up, I'm going to carry you off the court, guys. That's what's in style now. So I was kind of worried about the Tom Izzo style, and what Tom Izzo needs to do is continuously win to prove that style still works, and that's what he's done. He's more Belichick than he is Pete Carroll. If that's kind of the comparison I'm
I
gonna
like
make.
that. That's pretty spot on.
Thanks, man.
I like that.
Who's his Tom Brady, though? Is it Langford? Because he doesn't seem to leave his side.
It is Langford, yes. And you know what? The tournament is almost here, and our perfect bracket payoff is almost here, too. After Selection Sunday comes out and the brackets are available, you can go fill out your perfect bracket at woodwardsports.com for your chance at $500,000 to pay off your mortgage from my man David Hall at Hall Financial. And this is so awesome. Like, if you don't get the perfect bracket, we at least want you to try for that. But if you don't get that and you get 3 wrong and you still get 60 games right, you're going to get 10 G's. And if you don't get that, but you beat everybody else and come in first, we're going to hook you up with a flat screen plus a PS5. And if you come in second, we got a Shinola watch. And if you come in third, we got another flat screen for you. And if you come in dead last, we got a toilet for you, because that is the toilet bowl.
That honestly is the one that I'm looking forward to most. And another one on there, too, is pizza for life.
Yes.
Pizza for a year, my bad. Pizza for a full year. And that's happiness for life right there. Pizza for a year from Papa Romano's, which is an amazing prize.
So we have tons of prizes to give away, but obviously you want that perfect bracket so you can win $500,000 to pay off your house, or do whatever you want with it, but mostly pay off your house from Hall Financial. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, it is almost time for Joey's News.
An ounce at Michigan dispensaries is over $300. Why pay that when you can grow your own? With just one light, you can pull down over 48 ounces every harvest. Do that math and then come see us at Grow Green, where we have everything you need to start growing and a staff of master growers to help guide you. Click growgreenmi.com.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show on the Woodward Sports Network. Thank you to everybody that's watching us on social media right now and dropping comments. We see you on everything from Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and everywhere else that we are live at Woodward Sports. And, of course, everybody that has downloaded our app for Android and iPhone, we appreciate you listening every single morning. I don't have my little sounder right now, Joey, but let's get into Joey's News.
So we just talked about it. Michigan State splitting the series this season against Michigan after beating Michigan yesterday by 6 points. And Rocket Watts, 21 points. Aaron Henry, 18 points. So we're seeing some life out of Michigan State to end this season as we get into the Big Ten tournament. And you see on this, the last play of the game, Wagner was scared me too. I thought he got hurt on that one. But Michigan, we'll see. I think there's still some chance out of them.
I was shocked when the clock ran out and Michigan State won. I really was.
I
did not expect them to win.
We were in here looking, and I was like, oh, boy.
I did not expect them to win that game.
Oh, I wasn't shocked. I just really had a feeling that, again, you give Izzo just a couple days span to game plan against the same team. I just against the same team.
I know, but Juwan had the same amount of time to prepare too, and so you're saying Izzo's a better coach?
I mean, you're talking about a guy who's been coaching college basketball for 2 decades against a guy who's been coaching basketball for 2 years.
Got to be able to prepare your team either way.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Especially with college basketball, because players are always changing, season by season with recruitment. I don't like looking at, oh, well, he accomplished this in his career. It's all about now in college basketball. That's what I love most.
Yeah,
and you know what else?
It's about the now, but at the same time, it's all about this right up here, that IQ and that coaching. And It showed last night.
Yeah. What about this, guys? Lions in trade conversations to give up our favorite over $4 million a year backup quarterback that we never use, Chase Daniel.
All right. Bye, Chase.
Just look at this.
Bye,
Chase.
Chase.
That's
Oh,
one of
there
my
he is
favorite
taking
plays.
one to the nuts.
Oh, wait, I wasn't ready for that one.
I mean, we should really go back and play the highlights of Chase Daniels when he was on the Bears whooping our ass, because that's the last time he ever did anything good in the NFL. I have nothing personal against the guy, but I will never understand paying a backup the amount we did only to not use him when we needed the backup. Like, that still will never make, like, all right, David Blau, we saw you last year. We got this guy making $4 million, but let's see what you can do again. We already know what Blau could do. He couldn't get it done without Stafford.
We can knock on him all we want. The dude has made $38.7 million in his career, and these are his career passing stats. 1,694 yards, 8 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions.
Jesus.
$38 million.
How many touchdowns? 8?
8 touchdowns.
He only has 8 more touchdowns in the NFL than I do, and he's made $38 million?
I'll just say this much.
Yeah, he fair.
Thank you, Sheila Ford Hamp, for getting Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn out of here. The hell were they thinking bringing that guy in just to sit down and get the easiest paycheck of his life?
Hey, don't hate the player, I guess. Hate the game, man. If you can finesse a team for that much money, good for you.
Hey, I don't hate Chase Daniel. He cracked the code with that one.
Right?
Oh, yeah. We're about to talk more about this, but a little recap from the NBA All-Star Weekend. There was some perfection for the Kobe Bryant MVP award by the name of Giannis. This dude was freaking perfect yesterday. 11 for 11, 35 points, and an unreal performance.
No, he was 16 of 16.
Was it?
Yeah.
16 for 16.
16 for 16. In the first half, I meant. My bad.
Okay.
16 for 16.
Yeah, and that shot right there, you could hear Reggie Miller and the commentators be like, no, because this was to stay perfect. And look at, he banks it in.
That's
so
so clean.
lucky.
You know what?
So lucky.
It makes sense that he won that award for a couple of reasons. They renamed it the Kobe Bryant NBA All-Star Game MVP Award last year. Who was the first person to win it? Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard trained with Kobe Bryant really hard and got some moves from him. Now the second one is Giannis. Couple of years back, Kobe Bryant challenged Giannis to win the league MVP. So it's kind of cool, since they renamed the award after Kobe, 2 people that he's had connections with have won that All-Star Game MVP.
All right. I mean, that's romantic, I guess.
It's dope.
That's dope. I do love the name, though, obviously. Kobe Bryant MVP award. Steph Curry, 28 points. Also was the 3-ball champ. That dude is lights out.
Oh, unbelievable.
Lights out.
Unbelievable.
Damian Lillard had 32 points, hit the game winner. Team LeBron coming up on top, winning by 20 points. What about the dunk contest, you guys, with Anthony Simons? What did you guys think about the almost kissing the rim?
I think
to win
I think by far, and this is not prisoner of the moment, that was the most worst, god-awful, whatever you want to call it, dunk contest they've ever put
Thank
on.
you.
Really? See, I didn't mind it. I saw everybody lighting them up on Twitter, but I didn't mind it.
Look at that play.
I liked that it was quick. I liked that they didn't go out there and miss 47 dunks. I thought they had some creativity. 3 guys in the competition I liked. I like the dumbed down version of it. Fish, what do you got to say about this?
I agree with you, Corey. That's the worst dunk contest I've ever seen. I was not impressed by any of them.
You weren't impressed by any of them?
No, it's just, we've seen that before. I can't do any of it, but I'm watching professionals. I expect to see some stuff. That was boring.
It already don't have fans. You already don't have fans, so the fact that they were to have that type of hype around the game when the game is entertaining as it was, bravo to them on that part. That dunk contest was so underwhelming. First off, Cassius Stanley had the better dunk in the first round.
Yeah, he just went first.
And he got hosed by freaking Dominique Wilkins. I'm like, come on. And then the other 2 dunks, those were just, they were all right.
Dunking over your dad.
Obi Toppin's dunk was pretty cool. Anthony Simons, whatever, man. I wasn't impressed. They need to really revamp that whole slam dunk thing, because right now it's
No,
It's
they don't
kinda
need to
dead.
revamp it. Pussies like LeBron need to be in it.
Thing about it is,
That's the revamp. Put the stars back in it. Quit putting Anthony Simons or Simmons. I didn't even know how to say his damn name before I heard it on TNT last night. Like that. The dunk contest is fine. It's a great concept. It just needs to have the best of the best in it, like Jordan back in the day, Deke back in the day, Brown back in the day. Even Spud Webb wasn't known as a dunker, but he was like, just something in the moment. Like that's what really makes me mad is the dunk contest is fine. It's just we keep putting trash in it because it's like, oh, this kid was a good dunker in AAU. Okay, and every once in a while you catch lightning in a bottle like we did with Levine, but I didn't want to see Levine in that dunk contest.
I have a solution, but I don't want to interrupt Joy's news anymore, but I have a solution for it.
Go ahead.
Here's the thing. We gotta understand that the players of today are different than the players from last generation, and it's not gonna change. They're gonna have to go ahead and up that prize money. And that's for one. The one thing I think they need to do is just go up the prize money, up it to $1 million. Give it to them cold hard cash. They have many sponsors who will love to donate that cash or donate that check to make the prize money bigger. Or on the second aspect of it, keep up the money that they already have a little bit more, and then the NBA should match that money and donate it to a charity. The thing about it is, if you want to save the dunk contest and bring the stars back, you're going to have to just accept that times have changed and we need to go ahead and get with the program.
No, what we need is somebody to come in, because I know you love pro wrestling, right? Mm-hmm. We need somebody to come in that's an amazing dunker and an athlete and start calling out people. Being like, you know what, LeBron, I'm a better dunker than you. I'm better than you. And, like, put pride on the line. These guys got all the money in the world. Money means nothing to them. You could put up $10 million and they still like, I'd rather just be on my yacht with a bunch of thoughts. Like, they don't care about money. We need to challenge their pride. And that is when you're going to get the best dunk contest ever. If LeBron was out there calling out other players, then we'd get some greatness. But until that happens, it's just going to be Anthony Simons, which fine. He put on his Raptors jersey, he did his little dunk, but
the last thing that I got a little meh about is I think Blake Griffin is leaving us to go win an NBA championship, guys. Blake Griffin is heading to the Nets. Do you guys think he's going to actually do well there? I mean, you have to. Like, look who you're around.
I mean, yeah, what's your definition of doing well? Is he going to be the fourth man on their roster? Okay. I mean, he's definitely not a number 2, which we were trying to make him here. Mm-hmm. So I think he'll fill a role. He's never going to be the Blake Griffin. He hasn't dunked in 2 years. Like, I don't know what purpose he's going to serve besides clearing out the lane, and if his three-point shot comes along, which we've seen.
They've already discussed what Blake Griffin's role is going to be with them. He's going to be their small ball center off the bench. I don't see how that works. I don't see how that works out for them. Just to be honest, I think that for what the Nets are looking for, they would have honestly been better off waiting for an Andre Drummond buyout. Here's why I say that. They have enough offense. Blake Griffin's not going to provide them any offense. You got Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, James Harden. What you don't have is you don't have a rim protector. You don't have a glass cleaner. You don't have a guy that's going to clog up the lane. That is why they should have taken Andre Drummond. And if in a buyout, Blake Griffin does nothing for them. Actually, if you go on Sportsline's Twitter, they talk about, they do predictions and run simulations. The Nets actually got worse by adding Blake Griffin. He cannot jump. He has no knees. I don't understand the mindset of the pick. I mean, he can run with the second unit, but is he all of a sudden 2-3 weeks rest, he's gonna just magically get his cartilage back and now he's gonna be a better player? No.
I'm honestly like, imagine being on that team with all of these ball hogs. Like, Blake Griffin's gonna be sitting in the corner just wanting to shoot threes.
That's what I said. That's all you can use it for.
They already had enough cooks in the kitchen.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you right now, if they do not win the NBA championship, which I honestly do not think they are going to win, it's going to be one of the most epic failures of all time to have all of those guys on one team and to get nothing.
So Terry Foster, who is on with us every Thursday, I thought it was an interesting tweet about this, Who do you think is going to win a championship first, Blake Griffin or Matthew Stafford?
I'm gonna go Blake Griffin.
You think the Nets have a better chance than the
Yeah,
Rams?
that team's way better than I would say the Rams right now.
I would go the Nets, but not because of Blake Griffin, just because of who they already have had with Kyrie and company, Kyrie, Kevin Durant, and James Harden. But Blake Griffin's just going to be there for the ride as what, a 6th, 7th option. He's going to, if they win the NBA title, it's going to be the easiest ring he's ever gotten in his life because he's not going to have to do any work.
Yeah, I mean, Stafford is clearly playing a bigger role in that championship if it happens. But it's interesting to think about because I do put the Nets, they're the best team in the East to me, right? Mm-hmm. And then you go over to the Rams, they're not clearly the best team in their division. So I give it to the Nets. I give them the first chance.
What I like about this, though, is that we at least get to see what our former players are because Matthew Stafford, everybody looked at him as if he was up here.
Right.
Blake Griffin, he's way below the table.
But he jumped over a Kia once, Joey.
Listen, I don't care about that Kia, but
he
now we're gonna
smashed Kendall Jenner.
We're gonna get to see. All right.
I think Matthew Stafford, though, he has a better chance to have an impact on his team than Blake Griffin does because of the position and of everything that goes into it. Blake Griffin is just going to be like, "Hey, I'm open," you know.
Yeah, Balake.
He's gonna be out there wanting to shoot like this guy. Did you guys see number 9 Houston versus unranked Memphis with this crazy ending to the game?
Love buzzer beaters.
Freshman Tremont Mark with 1.7 seconds left hits the half court. Look at the bounce pass off of this too.
No, it was a drawn up play, man. Get it right to the middle. Lefty,
That's
bank shot,
Blake
winner.
Griffin's dream. Blake Griffin's dream.
Look at the kid in the red polo, though. He gets sucked in the mass and then, like, thrown in the pile. Like, if you watch that whole video, it's so funny because you want to be that kid that, you know, he's the team manager. He's all excited. But then all of a sudden, he's just being swarmed by huge men. But what a great shot, man.
Beautiful. Honestly, I've never seen a half-court bounce pass. That's impressive.
Yeah. Watch it. Here we go again.
Hopefully he doesn't cut it off.
Look at him. He's just getting swarmed in. He's like, oh. And then I watched the extended version of that video, and it just plays, and he ends up like 5 people in the pile. Like, I didn't mean this. I just wanted to give you a hug. I just wanted to give you a hug.
That's a great, crazy excitement there. And I have some excitement that I have for Friday because Crumble Cookie, the newest advertiser on the Woodward Sports Network, guys, they are having a free cookie day all Friday. So you know where we're going to be. I'm going to lie and say I got a meeting, something important I got to go do because I am going to smash these cookies. They're located off of Rochester Road in Rochester Hills, right there by the Imagine Theaters. And I'm telling you, this is like, you always talk about those places like Insomnia Cookies and things like that.
Oh, man.
I'm not hating on them, but this place is for real the best cookie that I've ever tried in my life. So we'll be sharing more information. Crumble Cookies, welcome to the Woodward Sports Network and welcome to Metro Detroit.
I've seen those cookies too. Those things look like they look like 1,000 calories of happiness.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Damn it.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know about those cookies, would I, Joey?
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
You're sitting next to Adam when I say I'm going, and Adam says, I don't need those stress calories or whatever you said.
But you got to offer, man. Let's give them the chance to turn it down.
Listen, it's a new business. Don't be a cheap ass. Go over there and go buy one.
It's not about that. It's the fact that you come back with our interns with cookies coming out of their mouth, and I'm like, oh, can I get a cookie? Oh, they're all gone.
He don't get paid. Let me pay the dude with some happiness cookies.
It's like Big Worm said, it's the principalities.
I know.
I just wanted to try some cookies, man.
Hey,
Fish, did you get any cookies?
I promise, this Friday.
Fish?
No, I was busy standing in the audio booth for 6 hours.
Yeah, see,
Ooh.
Fish is
You don't
working
like
his
cookies,
ass off.
do you, Fish?
He doesn't get cookies.
You don't like cookies, Fish, do you?
Either way,
I
those
mean,
cookies.
Occasionally, I'm not a big cookie guy.
Well, I'm a crumble cookie
But-
guy. But,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh,
Friday.
Adam.
We'll all be a crumb cookie guy, so we'll see you Friday all day.
So let's take a quick 15-second break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about the All-Star game and just show you some of the highlights. And I was impressed by some of the shooting. Steph Curry with the shot, boy. We'll talk about that coming up next on the Woodward Sports Network.
Morning, Art. Morning, D-Mac.
So the NBA All-Star Game happened last night. Team LeBron won by a big margin. Like the fourth quarter, or if you even want to call it a quarter, where they just played the first team to get 24 points.
Do you like that?
I don't mind it. I mean, it ended the game real fast.
Yeah.
You know, like I didn't want to watch really another 12 minutes of that, and it was over pretty quickly. But, you know, a lot of things happened. First, let's look at Steph Curry and the three-point shooting contest. This happened before the game. I did like the format that everything happened around the game, and it just all got over in a couple hours, and that was it. It wasn't a whole drawn-out thing.
I'm mixed on it. I like the whole idea of All-Star Weekend and everything being, spread out a little bit. It makes the NBA unique in that whole fanfare around it, because it's more than just the celebrity game and the dunk contest and stuff on it.
Look at this guy, though.
It's like the whole weekend and events that go around it. So
look at this guy.
But Steph Curry,
perfect on that.
At this point, anybody who is debating or arguing of whether Steph Curry is the greatest shooter alive, I'm just gonna say it. You're an idiot.
Okay, let's add this. Is he also the greatest shooter of anybody that's ever been alive?
Yes.
Yes? You're putting him over everybody who's ever played basketball.
There is nobody has ever picked up a basketball that is better at shooting than Steph Curry. This dude has unlimited range. You literally have to guard him as soon as he crosses half court. What? And the thing that really, we'll talk more about it later, but when he shot one of those three-pointers and then turned around and did that little strut.
Like 180?
Yeah, I'm like, dude, like the confidence is just, it's in there. I already know. I don't even got to look at it.
Alex, throw that video up, too, when he hit the three-pointer and just turned around.
Normally sometimes he'll turn around and run away. He just turned around and did like a pose, like I know it went in.
It was just pure arrogance, but you love it. Look at this.
You know who did that first?
Come on, look at that.
You know who did that first? LeBron James, a couple weeks ago.
I don't care.
I actually bought that little thingy on NBA Top Shot.
There's a difference though. LeBron James can occasionally hit the three. He's getting better at it, but there's a difference. I would bet everything I have that Steph is going to hit that. LeBron, I don't know.
He turns around and looks at the fan like, did that go in or no?
Right. That's the best when it doesn't go in either. And you're just like,
We've all been there. But like when you say best shooter of all time, I mean, Steph Curry, the way that he's able to make them shots, and you could be in his face or whatnot. You could shoot from half court. It's always going in. So just that confidence in his shot is unbelievable.
You think he's better than Bird? Larry Bird is in the comments. Steph Curry better than Bird?
Hell yeah, he's better than Larry Bird. Come on. What are we doing here? I'll do respect to Larry Legend. Larry Legend, one of the greatest. He went in there during three-point contest and said, hey, I'm just coming here to see who's coming up second or who's losing. But let's just cut this out. It's Steph Curry, and it's by a large margin. Steph is doing stuff with the basketball that nobody has ever seen, and will probably as guys are getting better, the three-point shot will become more revolutionized, but Bird wasn't doing it on this level. Come on now. What are we doing here?
Another couple of three-point shots that we want to touch on is Joey put it in his news, but Giannis hitting this three-point shot to go 16 for 16.
The bank is open.
He locked up the MVP on this shot too, pretty much. This is when they were yelling, no, 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 please don't shoot it, please don't shoot it, please don't. Hey, all right, you made it.
He got balls on that, though, because that could have ruined that perfectness in the game.
That's why they were screaming. Like, Reggie Miller was literally screaming, no, 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 no. And then he sank it in. And then, since threes were kind of the theme of the night, to end the game, Dame Lillard just steps in. And this is what I kind of like about having to only reach 24 points. Like, you know what target, and they were stuck on 3 points. You knew they weren't going to try to get 2 layups to try to seal this game. Steph Curry took one at half court, then he made Dame take a turn, and this is what Dame did to kind of finish the NBA All-Star game.
And that's I'm glad we got that clip, because that's the one I love the most. Steph already knew what time it was. He walked off the court. He already knew that. He already knew what was going in before that. Because there's only one other person who can hit those kind of shots consistently outside of Steph, and that's Logo Lillard.
Yeah, can you replay that one more time? I got a question for you, Corey, because I saw this guy a lot at the All-Star game, and I had no idea who the hell he is.
Okay.
This dude in the Rolling Stones jacket. There's Dame taking the shot.
He was up there waving the hand,
Steph
too.
waving. Yeah, no, this dude was standing right there. Mm-hmm. Do you know who that is?
I got to see what he looks like in
no.
the front.
He had a mask on. I couldn't tell who it is. He's connected in the league by some point because he was there like right next while they were doing the dunk contest. He was on the court and everybody was dapping him up, and I was like, who the hell is this guy? What do you got, Fishy?
He's got to be some rapper from Atlanta or something.
A rapper from Atlanta?
Some guy that's connected to the All-Star game in some way.
All right. Well, he was there. I mean, he was on the court. It was kind of like that Frank Lucas moment from American Gangster. It's like,
Yeah.
who is this guy? Why is everybody shaking his hands? Hopefully he isn't some big drug dealer and just put himself on the radar of everybody.
Oh, come on. Why you gotta be? Why you gotta relegate him to a drug deal? He's probably just in somebody's entourage, cousin, or whatnot.
Because I was talking about American Gangster. That's
I'm
why.
just saying,
That's why. I was comparing him to Frank Lucas. That's why.
Frank, snitching Frank Lucas.
Snitching Frank. Hey, man, say what you want about Frank Lucas. My man did some things. But, yeah, at the end of the day, he was a snitch. But he snitched on cops. So that's a little different.
Yeah, it is. This is a big difference.
It's a little like the Frank Lucas story is a very interesting story. We could go down that road another time. But overall, the All-Star game, I thought it was entertaining. LeBron said he hopes to never be captain again because he's now 4-0 in his captaincy. He's picking the teams. Do you guys want them to stick with that format, or do you want them to go back to the East versus West?
I like East West way more because it just shows it showcases the talent that is on each conference in the NBA. And when it's this way, it's like obviously Team LeBron was way more stacked.
Yeah, Fish, what do you think? What do you got, buddy?
Well, I mean, I just want them to keep how the game goes. I like that it's 3 quarters of just shoot it, and then the last quarter's
Actual
proper,
defense a little bit.
proper NBA.
Yeah, Corey, what do you think?
I like this format. It's something different. I just think that Kevin Durant is a horrible All-Star GM. I mean, LeBron is just better at. I'm kind of thinking like several different thoughts at once. One, I'm glad LeBron doesn't want to be captain anymore. I think that he's had enough runs. Let's get in there and see somebody else do it. But hey, if he's the top vote getter, it is what it is. The rules are the rules. But I like this because if it was really East versus West, the West will be whooping the East ass each time. So I do like the recognition of like, okay, this is who made it from the East, this is who made it from the West, but we're gonna go ahead and do this pickup style type of vibe, because you get great moments like the Utah Jazz getting picked last, and then you get more content of like, oh, there's Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell getting snubbed. I like the format. It gives some new life, gives new buzz and new feeling around the All-Star game, because now you're able to do the selection shows, you're able to do the, both players who are the captains talking back and forth between each other. It's good content.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I just miss the days of the Pistons hated Michael Jordan, but then they had to play on the same team. Like, I love those in-conference rivalries that have to be out on the court together. Like, to me, that was always the fun of the NBA All-Star game.
And the thing about it is, those days are dead. I mean, because the players are different, and all the AAU ball, all of these,
because they soft.
With the AAU ball, all of these guys are like buddies, like they all grew up together, and now they just happen to now play each other on the court.
And that's why they all join each other to make super teams to win themselves championships instead of being their own men and building it on their own.
It's a different game. That's why I said we as fans have to adjust because the players have adjusted, and I've long tried to hold on to that whole. Well, I grew up on the 90s ball, even the 2000s, where it was just still that same competition, but I just had to really come to grips like, hey, as you like to say, the game has changed. And whether it's for the better or worse, we can debate that, but
Charlie makes a good point here. I like how teammates can face off in this format.
Yeah.
So that is kind of cool. But like I said, I just really love the rivalries back in the day being forced on the same team. And it's like, damn, Isaiah Thomas just got an assist to Michael Jordan. Like that's something that's never going to – you're more likely to have those two punch each other in the face, but now they're dishing assists to each other. And I like those little moments in All-Star games. So we'll see if they ever get back to that format. But we're going to take a quick 15-second break. When we come back, back. Our man Adam is here. I think he had a pretty successful weekend on his bets, and we'll talk about some upcoming bets tonight right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We're recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10 and a half months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate
of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick. We have Joey on stage along with Adam, our bet expert. Fish is giving him a round of applause in the booth right now, so thank you, Fish, and thank you to everybody that's commenting on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, and just following us on all of our social media, Twitch, Instagram, all that good stuff, and, of course, downloaded the app. Our app, we're starting to fill it up with tons of content. I mean, if you were listening Saturday night to our UFC watch party, you heard some crazy things. Darren McCarty describing how to punch a guy in the face during a fight is pretty good. It's an interesting content, and I loved it. So, Adam, you had your bets over the weekend. How did we do? What's going on? How you feeling?
Man, we're feeling good. Kicked ass, actually.
You're looking good, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think we got good lighting today.
Man, I don't know if we changed the lighting or not.
No, we got sunshine, and it's 60 fucking degrees outside.
Natural lighting.
Spring couldn't come any sooner. But speaking of coming sooner, I just can't stop winning money. Like, I really don't understand. Bryson DeChambeau wins over the weekend.
Dude, what a drive.
So here's what I did. On Thursday, I took Jordan Spieth to win outright. I cashed out on Saturday morning, $76. I took that $76, put it onto Bryson DeChambeau's odds Saturday morning. He was at like plus 1,200, I believe, at the time. I walked away with a nice $684.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Adam's buying lunch today.
That's right, baby. That's right. But we went 3-2 last Friday. Just stupid losses. Like, I don't know how to explain it. You know, I don't know if these guys get off the plane or the bus and they're just pissed off, or they're cheating on their wives, or their wives are cheating on them. I don't know what the fuck's going on. All I know is that these guys got to get their shit together. But tonight is going to be a different story. We got one hockey game we're going to pick tonight. The Arizona Coyotes have been complete dog shit over these last 2 weeks. I've actually bet against them 3 times last week during my NHL picks. Having said that, it's time for them to get a W, and I think they're going to get it tonight against the Colorado Avalanche, who have been struggling on the away at home, actually, against the power play. So I think the Arizona Coyotes are a good underdog to take tonight.
All right.
Yeah.
Is that your lone bet of the day? I mean, there's not much sports going on right now.
Yeah, a little dead, but I'm going to move to college basketball. I've got 2 games I'm really, really excited about. Gonzaga's playing St. Mary's tonight. Not your St. Mary's.
No. I think Orchard Lake St. Mary's will do all right, yeah.
Yeah, they probably have a better chance to cover. But speaking of covering, I actually have St. Mary's covering the 17.5-point spread. The last time they lost by 23. This, I don't want to say, is a meaningless game. Gonzaga is going to win. Everybody knows that. But I think they'll make it interesting to an extent, and Gonzaga will probably end up winning by 12, 14 points. So we're going to take the points for St. Mary's.
I like it.
The next college basketball game is Pepperdine and BYU. Zach Wilson is not playing for BYU today, so, so we're going to take Pepperdine to win. Actually, we're not taking them to win. We're going to take them to cover. They have an 8.5-point spread. I'm super confident in that. They also lost by double digits the last time they played. I think they'll cover. This shouldn't be too much of an issue. And then we're going to move to spring training baseball because there's no games that I like today. So we're going to bet on some spring training games. Fuck it. Why not? I'm going to take the Dodgers, and I'm going to take the Cardinals to win today. That's really it. If you look at last Friday, we took 2 spring training games. We won both. So, you take the wins when you take them.
Them spring training games are risky to bet on.
They are. That pitchers only pitch a few innings. Some batters might get a few at-bats. Some might only get one. You're never really sure.
So, DeChambeau, you watched that this weekend? Did you see that drive he had? Almost a 554-yard par 5 that instead of going around, he shot over the lake. He tin-cupped it, man.
You guys need to understand that golf course. So, to go over the lake, I believe carries about 312 where he was aiming. He went more left, which means the carry was about like 330 almost. Not only did he carry it, the motherfucker ended up in the bunker next to the goddamn green. What?
Incredible shot.
But beyond the shot, it was the celebration that was the best. I love that Florida's open right now, and they had fans there. I thought that was amazing, honestly, and everybody was cheering for him. He got into it. He was excited. It was great.
It is crazy to start seeing fans out in places. Like on Friday, there was that Texas Tech buzzer beater too, and you see everybody in the fans hugging each other, everybody in the stands hugging each other, going nuts. And that energy, man, is just so contagious, and I cannot wait to get back to that as a society. Like, we're looking outside today, and we've literally been able to kind of see, like, traffic flow pick up on Woodward right here because we're right on Woodward and 15 Mile in Birmingham, if you didn't know where our studios are located. And when we first started here in, like, October, it was pretty light traffic out there all the time. Now, Woodward's popping. Like, Woodward's popping.
And you hear the cars, too. I mean, this is where the Woodward Dream Cruise goes down, so you always hear those classic cars still driving through. And
I hope by August we're allowed to have this wide open for the Dream Cruise.
Well, if you noticed over the weekend, our studio's connected to Birmingham Roast, actually, and it was packed. People were walking in and out of that coffee shop all day over the weekend.
Yeah, and I was able to go to dinner twice this weekend. Twice, baby.
Where did you go?
So Friday night we did an escape room in Royal Oak. I did a 2-hour escape room, which was absolutely amazing. Anybody, if you ever want to do an escape room and you need an extra person, just holler at your boy. I love them. I love them so much. And then we went to Boodles, which is like one of my favorite low-key spots.
Where's Boodles?
It's in Madison Heights, right on 12 Mile and 75.
What kind of food they got?
Just like steaks and seafood type place.
Okay.
Really awesome. And then yesterday morning went to Tom's Oyster Bar with Tiffany and her mom.
For breakfast, huh?
For brunch, yeah.
Well, how about you guys listen to my picks today? Maybe you can buy yourself some dinner.
No, you're buying dinner.
I should buy dinner today. Actually, that was a great weekend.
Why don't you run down your picks one more time for everybody?
So, overview, we got the Arizona Coyotes. We're going to take the money line. I think they'll win straight up. They're not playing all that great. The Avalanche struggle at home against the power play, so I'm feeling confident about that pick. St. Mary's to cover. I'm not even betting the game. I could give a shit about the game right now. I'm taking the points. 17.5 points. St. Mary's isn't a horrible basketball team. They're actually pretty decent. They did lose to Gonzaga by 23. Gonzaga is obviously a number 1 seed in the tournament, so I'm taking the points here. I could give a shit. If you're trying to take Gonzaga, you're not going to win anything. You try to take them on the money line. The bets aren't worth it.
Michigan State lost by 19 first game. They ended up winning the next.
That's right. So that's why we're taking the cover. We could give a shit. If they lose by anything between 1 and 17, we're happy. So we don't care too much about the result. Then we got Pepperdine to cover 8.5 points against BYU. They also lost to double digits. Again, Pepperdine coming off a few good games. BYU, this is just one of those games that it needs to be a close game. I can't see it being any other way other than close. And then 2 spring training games. I'm going to take the Dodgers winning and the Cardinals winning. Fuck it.
Spring training,
I'm down
man.
for some 1 o'clock gambling.
Yeah. And that's what I like about the tournament coming up too, man. Gambling during the day, during the tournament, those 11 a.m. games.
Live betting, baby, live betting. That's literally how I won so much money this weekend, was live betting. I picked Jordan Spieth to win on Thursday. I put some money on it. I cashed out, and then I took all the money that I cashed out with, put it on DeChambeau, and big boy motherfucker won for me.
I'm excited to see what March Madness is going to be like around here at Woodward Sports. I just envision all of us having all these TVs on all the time, just flipping back and forth, screaming going on in this room, people crying in this room because the bets. Like, I cannot wait for March Madness.
I'm scared for Fish. Fish has slowly become a degenerate. So
yeah, Fish.
I don't know how Fish is feeling about college basketball and the tournament coming up. Are you nervous, Fish? I'm scared you're gonna put up your house for sale. I don't know what's going on with you.
I have no plan to put my house up for sale.
Well, you've been killing me. You go against all my picks, and then it doesn't work out for you.
Well, sometimes I win.
Sometimes isn't enough though, Fish. We're trying to win every time.
I know that. I got it.
Thank you very much for that.
Thanks, Fish.
Thanks, Fish.
I just love all the upsets that you get with March Madness.
Yes.
That's my favorite part because, truthfully, there could be 16s losing to 1s. 16s beating 1s, and that's what I love so much about the bracket is you just have fun with it.
We don't see it so much with the 16s. We see it with the 13s, the 12s, the 11s, the 10s. But beyond the point, I mean, it's just one of the best times of the year, especially for gambling. It's a great time to have mobile betting.
Yeah, you always got to take at least 1 12 seed because every year 1 12 seed moves on.
Dude, even 15s, you'll see them.
Speaking of the bracket, are you guys filling out bracket challenges as well?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I have I think a bulletproof strategy. I think I want to secure the toilet bowl this year.
I think that's just
I think
as
I'm
hard.
taking 16 to the motherfucking house.
That's what you're doing?
That's right.
What you're doing?
16 across the board, all the way, baby. I'm not going to get a goddamn game, right?
So you're going to get a toilet.
That's right.
Yeah.
For real though, you could.
Hey,
do that even.
listen. If you're at home and you're trying to like renovate your house and you like, you know what, you want to save like $150 on a fucking toilet, enter the bracket and throw 16s across the board.
I can't wait to see how many people try that strategy.
I hope
like,
they do.
Try to purposely lose to get that toilet. And if you don't know what we're talking about, it's the perfect bracket payoff with Hall Financial. If you get a perfect bracket, we're giving you $500,000 to pay off your home loan. And if your home loan's not all the way $500,000, guess what? You get to keep all the rest of the money too. So you're getting that $500,000 to do with what you want. Plus, we got PS5s, flat screen TVs for first, second, third, Shinola watches, pizza parties, all types of giveaways. And that is going to be live on our website, woodwardsports.com. The minute Selection Sunday is over, you could go on there and fill out your perfect bracket.
So and don't forget, you can visit the website and pre-register, so you'll get an email notification, you'll get a text notification.
It's up right now?
Yep, it's up right now.
Okay.
Once Selection Sunday finishes.
I was going to mention that, but I wasn't sure if it was up right now, and I didn't want to make us look like assholes.
It's not on our website, but the actual website is up. So
website's up. We're
woodwardsportsbracket.com.
gonna make sure it's on the website today, and everybody can go to it. You can click on it, go to the link, and pre-register, fill out your information. And once it's time to make your picks, we'll send you an email notifying you.
Yeah, so pre-register because there's going to be a lot of people trying to get this perfect bracket. I mean, it's $500,000.
Well, it's important to mention we're capping it at 100,000 entries, and these are gonna, guys. If you know anything about March Madness, this thing blows the hell up. Those entries are gonna fill up by the second, and we're gonna do our best to let you guys know how many people are filling out. That way, you know what your time crunch is. But my recommendation: pre-register. Don't miss out on a chance to win a toilet or to get your house paid off. Like it's awesome.
Or $500,000 worth of toilets. It's up to you how you want to spend that money.
Imagine winning that toilet bowl. Like if you're the toilet bowl champ on this and you get that toilet and guests start coming over and you get to say, yeah, this is I won this with my perfect bracket.
That's awesome.
Not so perfect bracket.
When I do win the toilet bowl, I'm going to get a selfie of Joey. I'm going to get him to autograph it, and I'm going to put it next to the flush.
I'm honored. Honestly, I'm honored.
I think that's what the winner should do, honestly.
Have Joey sign their toilet bowl?
Yep.
All right.
100%.
I'm in.
I'm in. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we have Fab-5 member Jimmy King is going to join the show. We're just waiting on his call right now. But we also have some mock drafts to talk about coming up next. Todd McShay released his next one, so we want to talk about that. And we'll do it right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Don't go anywhere. I mean, we're inside Grow Green right now, and they have everything. I'm talking, you got your active air fans, you got your big lights over there, big pots, little pots, and Joey, what are you doing right now?
Get some sun.
That's not what those lights are for.
Feels nice.
Go to Grow Green MI today to get all your growing needs and a tan. So we got some people asking about how much it costs to enter the Perfect Bracket Payoff Challenge and all that stuff. It's absolutely free, and I believe you could fill out one per email.
Yep.
So if you have multiple emails, you can fill out multiple brackets. That's okay. We don't mind that. We want to get you involved in this, and we want to give you that money. So hopefully you guys can hop on that. It's going to be up at woodwardsports.com, or what is it? Bracket.com right now. You can go to and pre-register. You guys have any favorites in your bracket?
I'm definitely having a Gonzaga upset. I don't know which game yet. I want to see who the 16 seed is in the first round, but I'm going to have it probably in the second or third round.
Okay.
I haven't decided yet. I'm going to go ahead and look it over a little bit more today. Get my little lab coat on, get my sciences game on, and we're gonna see. We'll see.
All right. Well, Todd McShay from ESPN came out with his, I believe, second mock draft, and
this should be fun.
Oh, it's his third mock draft. Thank you, Fish. God, I love having Fish here to correct me when I'm wrong. It's like having a wife at work. It's amazing. So Todd McShay came out with his third version of his mock draft, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that. We'll go over the top 15 picks right now. Number 15, the reason why I started at 15, we could have started at the top 10, but we've discussed this guy coming to the Detroit Lions. and it's Micah Parsons going to the New England Patriots.
That is such a New England Patriots pick, and if he does fall down that far to them, that will be quite the steal for them. They are like linebacker heaven, and I know they got rid of Kyle Van Noy a couple of years ago, and he was real serviceable for them. But actually above serviceable for them. So to go ahead and get a Micah Parsons, who I believe will have a better pro career than Kyle Van Noy, that would be a steal for them.
Yeah, I mean, they can still get Van Noy back.
Yeah,
Miami released him.
So hey, might be able to get both of them. I like that for them. That's like, again, it's a not a Patriots pick, it's a Bill Belichick pick.
That was great.
Thanks, Joey.
Great.
Coming in at number 14, the Minnesota Vikings. Kwity Paye, defensive end.
I hate that pick.
For that?
For the Lions.
Oh, okay.
Because the last thing the Lions need is the Minnesota Vikings to get another piece on that defensive line. They already had Jared Allen terrorized them for years. They don't need another a guy like Kwity Paye to be the boogeyman now. I like the pick for the Vikings. I hate the pick for the Lions.
Yeah, they traded us Everson Griffin for a 6th-round pick, so obviously they have some need for a defensive end. And if you can get Kwity at 14, because in my early mock draft, that's who I had us taking at number 7.
Yeah.
So if you can get him at 14, that's a steal. Yeah. Los Angeles Chargers looking for an offensive tackle at the number 13 overall pick, Rashawn Slater. I don't mind this pick. He's not the best offensive. The way this draft is playing out, yes. I mean, because you know what's going to happen, right?
Of course.
Yeah, quarterbacks have become everything
quarterbacks.
in these mock drafts. So to have Rashawn Slater going at number 13 to the Chargers, obviously you got to protect Herbert. You know, you still have a decent running game. I'm not convinced about their wide receivers at this point, though. You know, Keenan Allen's aging. Mike Williams has never turned out to be what he was supposed to be. But you got to shore up that offensive line to make sure you protect Herbert for the next 10 years.
Absolutely. I don't think there's any wide receivers that they would want that are going to slip down that far to where they can go ahead and grab them. So going ahead and getting an offensive lineman to go ahead and protect your quarterback for the next 12 years, 15, whatever long you want to say it, that's a smart move.
Yeah,
foundation pick.
I think so too. You got to protect your quarterback. I mean, that's just the bottom line. And you know, we're assuming because all the mock drafts, if you're going through for Cincinnati, they're taking an offensive lineman too, because you got to protect Joe Burrow. And if you have that type of asset at quarterback, a young asset, you do what you can to give him the best offensive line possible.
And you could truthfully never go wrong taking one of the best offensive linemen in the draft.
No.
You can't.
No. Well, unless his name is Aaron Donald or his name is remember those guys that the Lions have drafted? Stocker McDougal. Remember Stocker McDougal?
Lord, I hate
Gosler Cherilus, which I like Gosler. He was a mauler coming out, but damn, like that just didn't work out. Lincoln Tomlinson. I mean, I could keep going on and on.
Yep.
But he ended up going to San Francisco and being a great lineman. So, like, I don't know. It's just that Lions curse sometimes. But, you know, we did draft Frank Ragnow, who's Ragnow's turned out to be good. We've had better success with 2nd, 3rd, or 4th round linemen than we have 1st round linemen.
I don't know why that is. I don't know whether it's just a Lions curse or they've just hired coaches who, or not coaches, GMs who just don't draft well.
Yeah. So moving on to number 12, the Denver Broncos via a trade with the San Francisco 49ers. Says in this scenario, the Broncos stick with Drew Lock, passing on Mac Jones, and they are drafting Caleb Fairley, cornerback, Virginia Tech.
I think that would be a mistake for them. Drew Lock is meh. All right, whatever. But the thing is, the Broncos are in a weird position because they are a team that have so many different needs. It's like whoever they draft will be an asset to them. But for me, ever since they won that title, with the last title they won with Peyton, the Broncos have just been kind of like just a team that's there. I don't really feel any kind of way about them. Whoever they draft is not a guy that's gonna take them over the top, so they're in a weird spot.
Yeah, and if I'm a Broncos fan, I don't want them to spend any more picks on offense right now.
Yeah.
I mean, last year they went dual wide receiver, which, okay, Jerry Jeudy's very talented. KJ Hamler, very talented. You know, I love him because he went to St. Mary's, but at the same time, to spend a 1st and a 2nd on wide receivers, That's a gamble.
Yeah.
And it didn't really pay off for him this season. Like, Judy couldn't stay healthy. Hamler had health issues. Like, I don't know, man. I think that was the wrong strategy last year.
But I mean, they did release AJ Bouye, so taking this guy, I guess they would definitely be filling a need. But again, I don't see any. I'm not really excited about any pick for the Broncos. Everybody else, I'm like, oh, okay, I can see how he can fit in for them. Broncos is like,
I like
whatever.
them going defense.
Yeah,
they should go defense.
You mentioned in that they're going to be passing on Mac Jones. Do you even think he'll still be on the board at that point?
Well, no, that's why they're saying they traded
down. They're going to trade down, but I'm saying.
Yeah, this was the trade down. No, I mean, the way all these mock drafts are going, 5 quarterbacks within the top 10 picks. Like, that's what we're looking at this year, out of nowhere. And, I mean, this better be the best quarterback class to ever come out for that to happen.
They're putting a lot of pressure on these quarterbacks.
Well, and also what you're doing is you're letting a lot of value fall later in the rounds. I mean, that's why sitting at 7 this year for the Lions isn't that bad. I mean, because especially if 4 quarterbacks are going to go before you, that means there's a lot of high-end talent. You could take the best wide receiver. You could take the best lineman. You could take the best linebacker. Like, you have an opportunity to grab the best overall player, not just the 5th quarterback on the board.
I feel like normally, too, like, who's 1, who's 2, who's 3, who's 4. But, like, even you talk about Rashawn Slater going at 13 in this draft.
Right.
It's like, honestly, anything top 15 is even an amazing one because you're going to be getting some steals in this draft because these quarterbacks just climbing from nowhere to be one of the top 5 quarterbacks this draft, if not number 2.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of value available later on the board this year, especially in the mid-first round. So hopefully the Lions can, take advantage of it if they trade out of 7, maybe trade down to 12 and get some more assets because I think anywhere from 7 to 12 is basically going to be the same type of pick at this point. So let's move on to number 11, the New York Giants, Jalen Waddle, wide receiver, Alabama.
Got to give Daniel Jones some more weapons, but I'm just not sold on Daniel Jones as a quarterback.
Yep.
So for me, it's like anything that the Giants get on offense doesn't really thrill me. I have to look and see how many holes they have on defense and who might be there from the get. But as far as their offense goes, as long as Daniel Jones is the quarterback, that team is not going anywhere but 6-10.
I think they got to find a way to trade up to get one of these quarterbacks.
One of the elite quarterbacks?
They need one.
Yeah, when was Daniel Jones drafted? What was he?
That was in 2019.
Yeah, but what overall pick was he?
I want to say he was because I know he was top 10.
Yeah, he was a high pick.
6.
He was the number 6 overall pick.
Yep, out of Duke.
Good God, man. That's what you get for taking a quarterback from Duke. Like, have we not learned that ACC quarterbacks, you really don't mess with them? With Mitch Trubisky and now Daniel Jones, Duke and North Carolina are basketball schools.
No, there ain't.
Well, not this year.
Not anymore.
I'll say this though. Shout out to my boy Farrell for tailoring Daniel Jones' draft day suit. That was about the best thing that came out of that.
There you go. All right. Well, at least something good happened.
Yeah,
he looked good.
And
he
it's
looked
screwing
good.
over the Giants. And anytime you can screw over the Giants, I'm a happy man. Like, screw the Giants. So, yeah, Jalen Waddle, I think, is a good pick for them. Like you said, they need some more weapons. Golden Tate is not returning this year. It's going to be interesting to see where Golden Tate winds up. I have a feeling he's going to go play with Matthew Stafford again, which would be a weapon.
Oh, man, okay, everybody wants to go play with Stafford. Is Daniel Jones, not Daniel Jones, Golden Tate and Marvin Jones going to duke it out? The former teammates.
I mean,
who gets to play with Staff.
If I'm the Rams, I'm taking Golden Tate over Marvin Jones.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Because I need a slot. Like, I already have Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp. I don't really need another. Like, Marvin Jones is similar to those two.
And to me, Golden Tate still doesn't drop anything. So
no, and him and Stafford. I mean, Tate had his
best
only
year.
over 1,000-yard seasons, 2 of them here with Stafford, and that's because he just was the security blanket, quick little slants, and he leads the yards and the yards after catch. Like
the Yak King.
I love Golden Tate, man. I do.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite receivers.
Yeah. Come back, Golden Tate. We don't need you, but come back. Number 10. This has been kind of a consistent pick in everybody's mock draft, and it makes sense, and I think that's why it's been a consistent pick. Patrick Surtain, cornerback, Alabama, going to the Dallas Cowboys.
I love it. That's just really it. They need a cornerback. it's been pretty much across the board, as you said, that he will be going there. Seems like a Jerry Jones type guy. I love the pick. No, that's really it.
He's going to be a beast, too.
Yeah.
I mean, you see what he did at Alabama. This guy is going to be a beast in the NFL.
And he comes with that swag, man. He definitely comes with the swag. All right, here's the trade that Denver was sitting at 9. They traded down to 12. San Francisco 49ers now take over the number 9 pick with your boy, Mac Jones, quarterback, Alabama.
A lot of risk there.
I don't mind that pick there. That's one of the only offenses that doesn't require your quarterback to be elusive and to be a running quarterback. So I think he'd fit in well in the Kyle Shanahan offense.
It's time to go ahead and cut bait with Jimmy G. The experiment, it failed.
I mean,
it's not working out. You know what? Maybe failed might be too harsh, but
they didn't make it to a Super Bowl, and they almost won a Super Bowl. Jimmy G made that throw.
They won. They made it to the Super Bowl, but Jimmy was just a glorified game manager. That Robert Saleh defense got them to that Super Bowl, and that's what they're really going to be missing. So I think that taking a quarterback here would just be the smart way for him to go. Just blow it up. Kyle Shanahan now will have his guy he can go ahead and groom and whatnot. And who knows, maybe Jimmy G can go ahead and go back to New England.
I think that's the plan for Jimmy G. If I'm New England, that's my plan, especially if I know Belichick still loves him. You know, like, why not? That's really it.
Hey,
why not?
Hey, you know what? I tried to go ahead and give my guy a shot while I still had Tom Brady, you know, and I wanted to help out Kyle Shanahan and throw him a bone. Now, you know what? You're drafting your quarterback. Go ahead and throw me that bone right back.
So moving on to number 8, this is a trade with Carolina. Carolina is trading down. Miami is now taking over the number 8 spot. Devontae Smith, wide receiver, Alabama, which you got to get Tua some weapons.
Hey,
and who better than Devontae Smith? Give him his boy.
That would be sweet.
Smart.
That would be sweet.
It's interesting because I'm seeing Devontae Smith slide down draft boards like all the way down into the 20s, into the teens and stuff like that. So to see him go as high as number 8 in this mock draft, I mean, it'd be nice to have him and Tua back together. You know, they have a good relationship. They practiced together already for, 3 years. So, yeah, get them back on the same team and give your boy Tua some weapons. All right, number 7 is the Detroit Lions. And before we get to that, let's take a quick 15-second break. When we come back, we'll tell you who Todd McShay has the Lions projected at picking at number 7 overall in the NFL Draft.
Hey, it's Joey from Woodward Sports, and I am here in downtown Fenton at Bridge Street Exchange. This place has so many amazing things for guys. And ladies, this is the hidden spot that you got to come check out. I'm talking thorough good boots, best boots ever. They have barware. They got the Stormy Cromer hats. They got Carhartt hats, a huge Carhartt selection. They even got Snoop Dogg underwear. So go check them out, bridgestreetexchange.com, and use the code word WSN for 15% off.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show right here on the Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network. My name is Stick. We have Corey, Joey, Adam, Alex, and Fish in the studio, and we're talking mock drafts right now. Todd McShay came out with his 3.0 mock draft, and we are to where we want to be. And the only team I really care about in this entire mock draft, the Detroit Lions. Now, we've seen everything pretty much for the Lions. Quarterback, we've seen defensive players, we've seen linemen. But Todd McShay comes through with a guy that's very interesting to me and has really kind of hopped over 2 other players at this position. Jamar Chase, wide receiver, LSU. How would you guys feel if we got Jamar Chase?
I'm mixed on it. For one, he sat out a year. I'm having Lions PTSD from them drafting a guy who sat out a year.
Mike Williams.
Yeah, so I made, like I said, Jamar Chase may totally not be a Mike Williams type situation. He may turn out to be an amazing pro, but I'm just going to be honest. That Lions PTSD is still sitting there, and I have to acknowledge it. Another thing is that I really would like the Lions to go defense with this pick, but at the same time, they just signed Tyrell Williams. Kenny Golladay might be out the door. There is no word on what they're going to do with him yet with this franchise tag, if they're going to franchise tag him or not. Hearing rumblings about him and the team, so we don't know what's going to happen there. So if they just go ahead and decide to draft Jamar Chase, you could pretty much just say Kenny Galladay is out that door.
Yeah, I think we're getting that vibe anyways too. I mean,
I don't want to say this because I don't know it's true, but truthfully, I don't even think he wants to be here.
you saw that last year. I mean, honestly, we've joked about it like, hey, Kenny probably could have played. He just didn't want to play specifically for that coach. So you were hoping with the coach turnover it'd be a little bit easier. But I don't know what's going on with Kenny Galladay.
I will say this: if they don't draft Jamar Chase, then I think that the Lions are saying that they're pretty much tanking next year without tanking, because I think you want to, if you're really looking for the Jared Goff situation to work, you want to get him as many weapons as possible. Tyrell Williams was a good, that was a good signing for the simple fact that Anthony Lynn was his coach for a couple of years, so he got the report bill there, and he had that one lone year where he was pretty good, was fourth in the league in yards per catch. You're gonna be able to add Jamar Chase to that and create your own new nucleus. It's pretty good, but looks like Kenny, like I said, it looked like Kenny out the door. So I'm kind of mixed on the wide receiver pick, but we'll see. I want to see how he looks in his pro days.
I think every Lions fan has that PTSD when you mention wide receiver in the first round. Like, you know, you go back to the Roy Williams, to the Mike Williams, to the Calvin Johnson, to the Titus Young, even though Titus was a second-round pick. It's just like they spent so much draft capital on wide receivers over that stretch of time. It just really hurts to even think we're 10 years removed from it, and we're like, we can't take any more wide receivers when even literally every one of those guys is retired out of the league. Calvin's in the damn Hall of Fame, so at least we did get one right. But I wouldn't hate the Jamar Chase pick, especially knowing that wide receivers traditionally take a couple years to get acclimated to the NFL, unless you're talking about like a Justin Jefferson and kind of the rookie class we saw that came out this year. I mean, they had some monsters coming out in the wide receiver position. But you really didn't hear like the Jerry Judys, the guys that were highly touted coming into the draft, showing out. It was, like I said, the Justin Jeffersons of the world. The Brandon Ayuk had a decent season. You know, Laviska Shenault. Those types of guys came out of nowhere and were serviceable for those teams. That's what kind of scares me about taking the first wide receiver off the board, because there is so much value with these guys. And, you know, there's so much for them to grow in, and it's all about the system that you're bringing them into. I don't love a wide receiver here, but I'll accept a wide receiver here, I guess is a good way to put it.
I mean, we're talking about Todd McShay's draft pick right now, and if we're going off of what he thinks is going to happen, Devontae Smith is still on the board. So you do think that we go Chase over Devontae Smith if we were to go with a receiver?
I like Chase over Devontae. I do. Just the durability and size, and, you know, obviously Chase sat out the year, but in 2019 he had 1,800 receiving yards and 20 touchdowns. Like, dude could put up numbers for LSU. And that team was, we saw everybody that LSU turned out this year from that team was a player. Like an absolute Justin Jefferson, Patrick Queen, you're talking Joe Burrow. Like, all those guys ended up being real-life players in the NFL. So if you can add one of those guys after passing the litmus test, I'm okay with it.
What I would like to see happen is I would like to see the Lions go ahead and go defense with this pick. I like to see them go defense with this pick. But
who though?
You know what? I'm not going front. I would love to see them go ahead and just go and grab Micah. I really would with the number 7 pick. I would like that. But also, I want to know, hopefully there's a scenario where they can trade back into the first round and, you know, pick up Jalen Waddle late, because I think he's gonna slip. And if you're able to go ahead and get a Micah Parsons and a Jalen Waddle, trade back in the first round and get Jalen Waddle, I think that's you're sitting real pretty.
Yeah, you know, one of the 3 wide receivers is going to slip.
Yeah.
One of them has to.
Quarterbacks, no slips.
No slips.
But these wide receivers, you'll be able to get one. But, I mean, how much more past 15 do you think you'll be able to get one of these?
That's the tough part.
Yeah, because in McShay's draft, you know, Waddle wasn't even in that 15. Mm-hmm. So if you're able to trade back into the first round and maybe get him somewhere like 19, 20 or something like that, I think that's a steal for me. Yeah.
So that's who Todd McShay has the Lions taken at number 7. Obviously, we're going to keep you up to date on every mock draft that comes out because it's fun to play around with these scenarios. I think everybody in this room, though, is hoping for them to trade back and get more value, right?
Definitely want them to trade out of that pick because they, as much as I like Michael Parsons or Kwity Paye, if you can trade down and get somebody else who's going to be able to be a impact player, and you're going to be able to get that draft capital. So if they can go ahead and get a nice, sexy trade package to move down, you got to take that. Especially
if you're going for a wide receiver. I feel like wide receivers are so hit or miss that why risk all of that value on a number 7 wide receiver pick if you could trade down and get a couple picks out of that, and you could still end up with a good wide receiver later on in the draft.
Yeah, I still like that Washington scenario that the Atlantic put out there. That's still like my dream scenario.
I'm mad they dangled that carrot in front of us because it's like if it doesn't happen, then I'm going to be disappointed.
Yeah. All right, well, let's move on to number 6. This would be the highest tight end ever drafted in the NFL. But people seem to love this guy. I know Maz from The Hook, which is on 3 to 5 with Darren McCarty and Pilar right here on the Woodward Sports Network. He loves this kid. He thinks he should be going higher than number 6. Kyle Pitts, tight end, Florida. And from my understanding is he's more of like a wide receiver tight end hybrid than an actual tight end. And you watch his film, I mean, he makes tremendous catches. He's a big guy, could fill the zone. Obviously, Zach Ertz is probably moving on from Philadelphia, but they also moved on from Doug Peterson, who used a heavy 2 tight end set. So you're hoping that the new coach kind of runs the same type of offense? Is that what you're hoping?
I like Kyle Pitts. I don't like him going to the Eagles. I think for the Eagles, it's a bad pick because while you do need to give Jalen Hurts more weapons, I don't think that Kyle Pitts is going to take off the way that he should with Philadelphia. To me, he's one of the, if you can argue, he's probably the best player in the draft to me because I watched his tape. Man, he is like a total mismatch. He's going to be to me, he's going to be a problem. If he gets with the right quarterback, he's going to be a total problem. I even though we got T.J. Hawkinson, if the Lions somehow took Pitts, I would cry, but I don't know how they would figure. I don't know how they would put that together. But
Hawk and Pitts together.
I mean, we've seen teams run 2 tight end sets. I don't think that the Lions would do it, but man, he's just such a gamer.
I mean, you want to protect your new quarterback and you want to give Goff some more weapons. You hit him with the dual tight end threat, and I don't know.
I don't even want to say I'm mad if they do that.
I've seen it in a mock draft where they have us taking Pitts, and it was very interesting to me. But it's like tight end is almost a luxury position.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to be rolling in a Bentley with 2 of the best tight ends, but we're not going to have anybody that can get him the ball or protect the quarterback to get him the ball. I don't know. I don't hate it because if you're going to go for a chase, why not go for a Pitts?
That was kind of my logic on it. Like, if you're going to exactly that. I don't even have to really repeat it, but I just don't like it for the Eagles. Like, I just don't think that I just think that he's a bad fit for them. I don't think that Hurts is going to be able to take his career to that next level where it needs to go.
Yeah, Joey, what do you think? Would you like the 2 tight ends?
I mean, you've never seen tight ends like that together.
Right.
That would be nasty. I mean, obviously, if you're trying to do the right thing,
you don't do that.
I will say this:
right now.
selling.
I'm just pulling sound clips. I've never seen 2 tight ends like that before.
Seriously, like that would be nasty.
I will say this to the casual fan who is not watching any of the film or anything like that: selling another tight end in the top 10.
No,
they ain't gonna go over well.
Hell no. But we're the Lions, baby. We do what we want. We draft football players, and you know what? Even if they did that with this new regime, I'd be like, all right, I at least got to see if I can trust these guys. So maybe they know a little bit more than the last guys that have been here. So Kyle Pitts, number 6, going to the Philadelphia Eagles. Number 5, another one that has pretty much been a staple in every mock draft. Our mock drafts, everybody's mock draft. What you got, Fish?
Last time there were 2 tight ends, one became a murderer.
One became.
And he's from Florida.
Oh, he was from Florida. For those listening at home, Fish is referring to Aaron Hernandez. Who, has anybody seen that Aaron Hernandez documentary?
Which one? Because if we're talking about the one that was on Netflix,
The one where he got outed?
There was one guy in there who just served no freaking purpose in the whole damn documentary. I don't even get started on that one.
Yeah, but
it was riveting though.
I mean, the Eagles have messed around with 2 tight ends with Dallas Goedert and Zach Ertz. But yeah, anytime there's been 2 prolific tight ends, I guess you are right, Fish. Thank you for bringing that to our attention, buddy. We love you. Now on to the number 5 pick for the Cincinnati Bengals. It's our boy Penny Sewell or Sewell.
Panay.
Sewell. Yeah, because it's my mom's former name, so I know.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. I like it for them.
They have to. They have to.
If he slips past Cincinnati, somebody needs to be fired. We all saw what happened to Joe Burrow. You got to go ahead and get somebody out there to protect him. And everything that I'm hearing about him and seeing he's going to be that guy at that position, it's really that simple.
And now we're in the top 4, which is just a run of quarterbacks. And you know what, Joey? It's actually 9:30, so we got to get to your news. So we'll hit the top 4 right after this. Let's take a quick 15-second break. When we come back, we'll have Joey's news and the top 4 in Todd McShays Mock Draft right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
An ounce at Michigan dispensaries is over $300. Why pay that when you can grow your own? With just one light, you can pull down over 48 ounces every harvest. Do that math and then come see us at Grow Green, where we have everything you need to start growing and a staff of master growers to help guide you. Click GrowGreenMI.com.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Thank you to everybody that's listening on our app right now and on all social media at Woodward Sports. We see you commenting in the chat on everything, Facebook, YouTube, and IG, and of course, Twitter. It is now time for Joey's news.
And Michigan State did pull it off yesterday, and now there's a lot of talks of them. I mean, advancing far in the Big Ten tournament and the March Madness bracket. So I'm excited now that it's not just one Michigan team that's out there on the hunt. So Michigan did end up losing by 6. Rocket Watts put up 21 points. Aaron Henry put up 18 points. And you look at Michigan State beating number 4 Iowa and then beating number 5 at the time, Ohio State, a couple weeks ago. So this team is definitely a contender now. So I'm excited about that. You see on this play the final seconds of the game.
I was like, man, I cannot believe Michigan State's going to win this game. I cannot believe it. And they did.
Mm-hmm. They sure did.
Yeah, they did. They handled their business. They had to go 1-1 against Michigan. They obviously got their ass kicked in the first game, but the second game, they got it. Oh, there's Foster Lawyer. He was on the court.
Oh.
Foster Lawyer was on the court.
What the hell happened to this kid?
Yo, you gave Tom Izzo 72 hours to prepare for an opponent he just saw days ago. Not shocked.
Right.
And one that you guys are going to be really sad about. I'm sorry that you have to hear this right now and hear this breaking news, but the Lions are in trade talks to get rid of our backup quarterback, Chase Daniel, guys.
Oh, Chase.
What an amazing couple years.
No, not an amazing couple of years. Like, what a tremendous waste of money. And I'll always go back to, we paid this guy, and then when it came time and Stafford was hurt, we didn't use this guy. But there's a good nut shot for Chase, even though I do love those color rush uniforms.
Hey, them nuts are worth some big money, though, because throughout his career, earned $38.7 million. And you want to know what he did throughout all those years in his career passing stats? 1,694 yards. Yes, that's only 1,694 yards. 8 touchdowns and 7 interceptions.
God, man.
Shout out to Chase Daniels, the king of the finesse.
Yeah.
Love it.
Tip my cap to you, buddy. Good job. You took the bag and you ran out the city. Trick's got to have something to say about this. Like, there's a no-fly zone for artists just coming in, taking the bag, giving us nothing, and leaving. It's got to be the same thing now for sports players.
Hey, man, you can't hate that he ran off on the plug.
Speaking of taking the bag and just leaving, did you see Josh Smith last night judging the dunk contest? Am I the only one who saw Josh Smith? Are you not talking about Josh Smith, Corey? You refuse to mention his name?
He got beef with Josh Smith?
What you got beef?
Here's my beef with Josh Smith, and it's not even really his fault because he was smart for taking the deal. My beef with Josh Smith stems around when he was on the market, when the Pistons grabbed him. The going what the rumor was, his market was 3 years, $21 million. If the Pistons signed him at 3 years, $21 million, I'm not mad. Regardless of what happens, that's digestible. At 12 o'clock, Joe Dumars thought it was got the bright idea to give him 4 years, $54 million.
Are we still paying him?
No, we're
last year.
Now we got to pay Blake.
Oh,
yep.
On to the next one.
Yep, those two have taken some money from Detroit.
5 years, $171 million.
Good Lord.
For Blake Griffin.
Man, you know what? Damn, guys are just getting paid to just come here, play like crap. Well, outside of Blake for his one All-NBA year, but come here, not do much, and just walk out with bags. And in Blake's case, you know, finesse the Pistons out of 60-something plus million in his buyout, and is going to a contender.
Right.
Too much. Why are all the Pistons? Why are all the local teams getting finessed?
Corey's so flustered right now. It's awesome.
Like the Lions, the Pistons. It's like, hey, I ain't got it no more. But Detroit, they giving out bags and turkeys like
because
Mike
somebody's got to play here. Like, and that's the thing. Nobody wants to come play here, so we got to overpay for guys that are mediocre to come here and play. And that's what sucks is the position our teams are in right now. We're not a desirable location, so it's hard to get free agents to come here. So you got to overpay a little bit. Like, luckily we got Jeremy Grant on the cheap, and now we have an opportunity to flip him. But
which is stupid.
Yeah, which is stupid, but. Also, we're not planning on winning in the next 2-3 years, and by that time, we'll have to sign Jeremy Grant to a max contract.
But then, in the next 2 or 3 years, you're going to be looking for another Jeremy Grant.
Right.
So
yeah, see, Ricky gets it. Detroit's desperate because no young stars will sign with us. And that's why we get these washed-up stars. We get Blake Griffin, you know, with no knees. Blake Griffin's awesome. Great guy. Does great for the community. He tried his ass off here. That's one thing you can say about Blake Griffin is his effort was there. It's just his body failed him.
And everybody thinks he's magically going to come back together in Brooklyn.
Yep.
I mean, he might get a ring out there, but it's not because of him.
No, God, no.
Well, yesterday, the NBA All-Star weekend, well, it was only one day of NBA All-Starness, and there was a perfection for Giannis, the Kobe Bryant MVP award champ yesterday, and that guy was freaking perfect. 16 for 16 on the court, and this is the one that everybody was worried about.
Yeah, because he was 15 of 15 at this point. He banks it in. Dude, his face afterward, like, oh my God, it's my night. It's my night. Right.
Yo, when you got it going, you got it going. And right there, he just proved that no need to go ahead and take no layoff. Just let it fly.
Steph Curry, to go or run through a few of their stats. Steph Curry with 28 points. He was a three-point contest champ. Damian Lillard, you saw the game winner that he had, dropping 32 points. Team LeBron ended up winning by 20, even though we didn't even see LeBron in the fourth at all.
No, LeBron only played like 8 minutes of the entire game.
Hey, LeBron said, like, I'm going to be there, but my heart's not going to be in it. And you know what?
Oh, so just like every other game, LeBron.
Oh, here we go.
Soft.
Here we go. But I will say this, though. One, I do like that he was, being more on the facilitating role, just letting guys, get what they got to get going in. And also, too, I think if Giannis did not go perfect, Steph would have took home that MVP.
And then a guy by the name of Anthony Simons, who ended up winning this. What I'm confused about was he won this for a dunk where he attempted to kiss the rim, where he did not kiss the rim. So that's cool.
I mean, I think the rim would have been the cherry on the top, but yeah.
That was a dunk. I could do that.
No, you can't.
I could do that.
No,
Lower the rim to 7.5. I could do that.
Yeah, I was going to say, shut up. No, you can't.
Well, like, what?
But look at that. I mean, it's so. I just wish. The reason why, and Alex, loop that one more time. The reason why I don't think he was able to kiss the rim is if you watch the ball, it starts to slip, and I think he just wanted to get the dunk in. It wasn't that last
so that's
angle.
a mistake.
It was a mistake, but I love the idea of it. And, while we were watching it, everybody else, like, if he would have kissed the rim, Kenny Smith said it, he would have broken the internet because that would have been one of the sweetest dunks of all time, right? but he didn't because he was afraid to either smash his teeth. Play that back one more time, Alex, because I think it's like the third replay. You see it from the side, and you see the ball just start to little slide out. Then that's why he couldn't get that last inch to get the kiss in. But I love the concept of it.
That was like me when I went in for that first kiss.
Right here. Watch the ball. See how it kind of slides down his arm a bit? So
So you don't win off of that. That's a garbage dunk. All right, he jumped high.
But you got to remember, the people that were jumping against him and dunking against him didn't have great dunks either. So that was the best.
That's why I'm just so mad and frustrated with this entire dunk contest, because it was really not much excitement. And you're going to award a guy that I'm sure practiced that dunk many times, wasn't scared when it came to kissing the rim the times before that he did it in practice. But this dunk to me was just pointless.
When they have all the former slam dunk contest champions come back, or they all, I'm not saying they have like all these big, meetings, but if they ever were, nobody's going to look at him like, yeah, man, that guy, he tore it up in that contest. He's the dunk contest champion by default. That if there ever were, just to put an asterisk or say somebody won by default, it was this one. That dunk contest was complete and utter trash.
I disagree. I was entertained by it. I liked how it was only 3 people dunking. I liked how it went by fast. I liked how they weren't out there for 15 minutes missing dunk after dunk after dunk. His dunk when he honored Tracy McGrady was spot on. I thought that kid won it, man.
Some of those missed dunks from years past were more entertaining than this contest. This was just like a complete snooze fest. Like it was no redeeming value at all.
I'm with you on this, Corey.
So you think blowing out the candle on a cupcake is harder than what he did?
He didn't do it. He didn't do anything.
It's hard.
He did the same thing.
It's like throwing that cupcake up there. He blew to get the candle unlit, and then all of a sudden,
but it's the same thing. You don't think he could have blown the candle out like with where he was?
Yeah, but it's not about that. It's about, okay, the commentators are sitting there, and there was no audio on that video, but the commentators are sitting there talking about how he attempted to kiss the rim. How do you award that for an attempt? It's like saying that you attempted to win the Super Bowl, that you should be rewarded for that. So dumb.
Listen, man, we're in 2021. Everybody gets a trophy for trying.
It's literally a participation trophy, but they gave him the ship.
I don't know, man. I think you guys are massively underplaying how cool that dunk was.
Honestly, I would have rather no dunk contest than that dunk contest.
Why?
Truthfully.
No, real talk.
There's no point for an all-star game without a dunk contest.
Real talk. I definitely would have rather it been no dunk contest at all. Just had the skills competition, 3-point competition, game. Everybody goes home happy. That dunk contest was, you know what? They should even just replay, even when they go ahead on NBA TV and they replay all the stuff. Let's just go ahead and just burn the tape from that one.
Yeah, let's show history.
Y'all
best
a bunch
dunks in
of
history.
hating-ass haters up here
It was
today.
just boring. You can't say it was good.
Or you know what? I have a better idea. For the dunk contest, go out and go get the professional dunkers and let them have a dunk contest.
Thank you. Or maybe your boy that you always coddle, LeBron, could get off his ass and entertain.
No, I don't want to see that now.
You know what? LeBron is 30. I'm 36.
And never been in a dunk contest.
You know what? LeBron, that
he's
ship
avoided
has sailed.
it his whole life.
That ship has sailed. When he was in his 20s, he should have did it. When he came, when he had that one big year, and he said, "Oh, I'm going to be in a dunk contest next year,"
and he didn't do it because he's not a man of his word.
Hey, you're 100% right, but right now, I'm not going to fault him for being in these last couple because I don't want to see him. I don't want to see no 36-year-old dude in the dunk contest. I don't think there is nothing that LeBron James is going to do in any of these dunk contests that's going to make me go like, oh, wow. I think LeBron James is a great in-game dunker. I don't think he might be that creative.
I guess we'll never know because he's too pussy to show up and put his pride on the line against other people in the league.
You know what LeBron could have done?
He's robbing us of this.
You know what LeBron could have done?
What Jordan did?
No, attempted to kiss the basketball rim. He could have done that.
Yeah, but you know what he didn't do?
He could have done that.
You know what he didn't do?
What didn't he do?
Even try.
I know.
So, like, you guys could rip on this kid all day long. LeBron won't even show up because he's afraid to lose.
I'm ripping on LeBron, too, because that is the reason.
Number one, after watching that, I would have rather had the No More NBA All-Star Halftime Show. Some rapper who sings some good songs. But number two, to our point, worst dunk contest ever. How do we change it?
You don't change it. The way you change it is to put the best athletes in the contest. Like, that's what was the draw back in the day. It wasn't, oh, God, the 12th man from the Milwaukee Bucks is in the contest. Nobody gives a shit.
It's bigger than just putting the best players in there.
It's that easy.
No, it's not that easy because if they have to want to do it. Jordan wanted to do it. Dominique wanted to do it. D. Brown
You know
wanted
why?
to do it.
Because they were actual competitors.
And that's the big thing I'm saying right now. It's a new NBA. That same
Divas.
competition.
It's a diva league.
Yeah,
So
that
LeBron
same,
isn't a great competitor.
That
Cool, we
same
know this.
competition that everybody wanted from the 80s and the 90s, we just have to accept that is not there anymore. If we don't accept that fact, we're going to be frustrated with the newer players. It's a new generation. So if you want those guys to get in that dunk contest, you're going to have to go ahead and do something that's going to appeal to them.
What would appeal to them? Money? They got more money than anybody. LeBron doesn't even need to take NBA money.
But that's why I said you go with the charity aspect. Because the thing about it is, like you said, they have enough money.
The whole damn thing yesterday was for charity. It was
yeah.
all for the HBCU.
Then do different charities. Switch it up each year. If it's not about money, you're going to have to do something and find out what appeals to them. You have the NBA, the Players Basketball Association. Have talks. You guys talk about
So
everything.
why do we get like the best shooters in the league to take participation in the 3-point shootout, but we can't get the best dunkers in the league to take participation?
Because it's not necessarily way easier to shoot. Shooters from now, like I said, everything has changed. Steph Curry revolutionized the three-point shot. Past couple of years, nobody cared about the three-point contest. Steph Curry made the three-point contest a thing now. Joe Harris made the three-point contest a thing now. The three ball is now revolutionized because of Steph Curry, so that's why it's now becoming the hot topic, and everybody wants to have that ego of showing like, hey, I can shoot better than you. Before,
you're telling me that the players now don't have that ego. They don't have that.
Who really dunks anymore? Who really is putting people on posters like that?
Blake Griffin? No, Blake Griffin hasn't dunked in 2 years.
Nobody's really putting posters on there.
I mean, Giannis is.
Yeah, Giannis is doing a poster because he's 7 feet.
Zion is.
Zion is a man child. Like,
right, but you're asking. I'm giving you names. Like, I'm answering your question. What do you want?
But it's like two people out of everybody back in that 90s and that 80s and 90s or in that 2000. They all took pride in putting somebody on the poster. You saw a Scottie Pippen come down and yam on Patrick Ewing and stand on top of him.
Right.
You don't see that anymore. You see somebody dunk on somebody in there. No, they dunk on the guy and they're helping him back up. Like, oh my man, you're all right. I hope I didn't hurt you. It's a different game.
You're telling me 3-point shooters are more competitive than dunkers right now?
And yes, absolutely.
And that's why we're getting better 3-point shooting people in the league than dunkers.
Absolutely, yes. It's just the tide has changed. It's different.
And I guess you're kind of talking out of both sides of your mouth when you say that, though, because you're saying the new players aren't competitive. They don't really care. This isn't going to motivate them. Unless it's 3-point shooting. That's what's motivating them. And
no,
it's
I'm not talking about both sides of my mouth for just being able to learn how to separate the conversations. The players now are more carried about shooting than dunking. That's where the competition has shifted to. Nobody really cares about dunking no more. It's all about that 3-point shot. It's all about hanging your hand up and looking like this and looking sweet. Nobody really cares about the poster dunks anymore. It's sad. It sucks, but that is really just the way it is.
I mean, you still see crazy dunks happening in the NBA, so don't discredit that at all. But
you see crazy dunks, but it's not that same pride of the athletes. Like I said,
right.
When you used to see the players come down and dunk, it used to be all aggression. You're not going up and helping the guy up that you just dunked unless you're like Sean Kemp and you really embarrassed that guy and you want to help him up a little bit. But outside of that,
because if you don't do that, you're getting a technical in this day and age. It's all on the refs if you're going to take it that far.
It's just so different now. It's just what it is.
Soft now.
I'm not going to disagree with you on that.
Soft.
I'm not going to disagree with you on that part. It's just.
But to me, like, we're bashing these bench players for coming in and not putting on great dunk contests when they're not the greatest dunkers in the league. So we're setting these guys up for failure to begin with. When LeBron's sitting there playing 8 minutes in an All-Star game, being like, I used to dunk
team
back
LeBron.
in my day, but I'm not gonna dunk anymore for you guys. Like,
I'm not bashing the players because, hey, I respect them for going out there and getting in the contest, even though I was underwhelmed, but it was underwhelming to me. I give them the respect, but at the same time, you got to with the league changing, the players' mentality changing. Everybody's all cool and buddy with this AAU ball. It's everything is just shifted all around with basketball. So you're gonna have to do something that's gonna make the dunk contest appealing to the stars. And unfortunately, we don't.
I'm telling you, it's just going to take one star to start calling out people and put pride on the line. To me, that's it. Like if LeBron James was out here today saying, you can't dunk, like I can dunk better than you, you'd have a lineup of guys being like, all right, all-star game, let's go.
But what did you just say? What did you
you're
just say?
my friend. I want you to come play with me so I can win a championship. So I'm not going to talk bad about you.
Didn't you just say they were soft, right?
Yeah.
So you think a soft guy is going to call out players?
That's why I'm saying that's what we need. We need a superstar that comes along and challenges other superstars for greatness.
And the sad thing is, it's not going to happen.
But people wanted to, it's not even about that one player. Like, people wanted to take that dunk title from Jordan. They wanted to prove that they could take that dunk title.
It's sad. I'm with you, but it's sad. I feel your pain. I agree with you. I'm just saying that we have to understand that it's not there anymore.
You can't compare the league at all now to the good old days of what it was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like it's just not there anymore.
I can compare individual skill competitions to what it used to be because those really don't change.
It is, but you can't just discredit the way the NBA has transitioned these last couple of years.
I will say this: the skills competition has gotten better as well. Like back in the day when John Stockton's running up and down the in his boxer shorts trying to weave through stuff, it wasn't as exciting. Today you got like Luka participating in it and your bigger stars. So I don't know, man. I'm not going to bash the dunk competition. I look forward to it every year, and I was entertained. I liked how it was only 3 people. I like how it was self-contained at halftime. I thought the kissing the rim was a cute little thing. The dude absolutely flew. I mean,
you're in the NBA. I expect you to fly. I'm gonna go on my rim later on today, and I'm gonna redo that.
So what could they do to impress you, Joey?
Just not that. I don't know.
What
That's
could they have
on
done
you.
Then?
That's on you.
What do you mean it's on you?
That's on them to come up with that creativity.
The dude put one ball at the top of the glass, grabbed it, and dunked it. That was awesome.
I mean,
another guy put the ball through his legs. He paid homage to Tracy McGrady, which was a great dunk when McGrady did it. We all jerked off over it, thought it was awesome.
Yeah. The creativity, though, there was not much creativity in any of that. Go ahead, pull out the jersey and pay homage to one of the greatest. Okay.
It was so vanilla. It was like no personality with it. When Tracy McGrady did it, it was flair. It was just like he had swag with it. It was like, oh, all right.
Yeah.
He did what Tracy did.
I think y'all just haters. Bunch of
we
haters.
Are haters, but you're an NBA player getting paid.
Welcome to the Player Haters Ball. To my right, we have Corey, who hates all things dunks that aren't LeBron James.
I'm not even a LeBron fan. I can't stand the guy.
You've been defending LeBron a lot for not being a LeBron fan.
You a diehard LeBron fan, Corey.
I defend LeBron against asinine statements. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, then we got a lot of talking to do. Let's take a quick break. Actually, before we do this, I got to give a shout out to Levels. It's a new dispensary that is coming to Ferndale. 9 Mile in Hilton is where this place is going to be. Absolutely gorgeous inside. They are going to change the game when it comes to dispensaries in all of Michigan because they're opening up all over the place. And once this first store gets going, it's going to be wild. So make sure you follow them right now on Instagram at Enjoy Levels. And let's take a quick 15-second break. When we come back, Fish will be here with his facts.
Morning, Art. Morning, D-Mac.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show on the Woodward Sports Network. It is a little after 9:50. Our dunk conversation went a little long, but that's all right. That's okay. We got Fish on with your facts. Fish, what are your facts for today?
We had a lot of good sports this weekend, and we start with Liverpool. They lost again. They're not looking so good. That is their 6th Premier League home loss in a row. It is the first time in history that they have lost 6 home games in a single season, and they've done it all in 46 days.
Wow. All right.
We had a champion over the weekend. No, it was not Team LeBron. Wasn't any of the dunk or skills competition. It was Rangers in Scotland. They won the Scottish Premiership over the weekend. That is their 55th league title in history. So facts, they in 2011 they actually had to get demoted because of financial. I guess they couldn't pay their stuff, so they had to go down to the 4th division. They got 3 promotions in a row, climbed back up, and they won their division.
Nice.
Their rivals at this point won 9 titles in a row up to this point. They were looking for a 10th. They obviously didn't get that 10th. And yeah, they have 55 world titles, which is a record. Linfield has 54 domestic titles.
We didn't get the champion song from you, Fish. I want the champion song.
The champions. Do, 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 do.
There it is.
They have 54 league titles. They have a chance to get their 55th. They're up by 2 points. They have 11 games left, so they'll probably get it.
All right. And you got any bets for tonight?
We do have bets. We have a stat, though. We have a Blake Griffin stat that you guys might like.
Yeah, let's hear it.
He played 31.3 minutes per game.
3-1-3. I like it.
He has 12 points per game. That's his career low. 36 field goal. That's second worst in the NBA. His three-point is second worst in the NBA. And he hasn't dunked since 2019.
Man,
minus that one game, though. He had 6 in the first half.
What
or
a
whatever
hot
it was.
stat line. Take away that first half of that one game. Dude is like shooting 20%. Oh, my God.
And then finally, Keith Yandel played his 1,000th game over the weekend. He has played 890 straight games.
Nice.
That's amazing.
That's Mr. Iron Man right there.
Then we do go to bets.
Yep.
We got Everton-Chelsea today. That's at 1 o'clock. Everton's plus 514. Should be a good game. And then we have Leeds and West Ham, 3 o'clock. Leeds are plus 234. The draws in this one are high. So.
Okay. You taking the draw?
I'll take the draw on the Everton-Chelsea one.
All right. I'm going to put some money on that right when we get off the air on MyBookie, okay?
All right.
All right, mybookie.com if you want to place Fish's bets or Adam's bets from earlier. And make sure you enter promo code Woodward, and we will hook you up with 50% of your first deposit up to $1,000. And is that your bets, Fish?
That is the bets, yes.
All right, thank you very much. It is now time for Joey's Dumbass of the Day.
Oh, to present the award.
It is Joey.
It is time. Dumbass
For the day.
Why would you do that? And the loser is...
And the loser is...
Did you guys see this crazy video that went down at Bath and Body Works?
Yes.
What? Hit this video real quick in case you haven't seen it, and we're going to talk about this right after you see this because this video was going viral.
I don't know.
It's a whole bunch of chicks.
Fucking kidding me? Get out! I want the Winterfest smelling candle. It makes my house smell like vanilla. They're fighting over soap? Reminds me of the Adham song. Is it soap and water?
Is it that semi-annual sale?
Soap.
No, I did not! She touched me.
Dude, just think about that. You sign up for a job at Bath and Body Works. You're thinking, my days are going to be full with smelling candles and helping people out with soap. And your day turns into being a bouncer at a nightclub.
Literally. And them ladies were taking her down, so good job to them. But did some research on this, and it all started because one of the ladies was standing too close to another customer that wasn't shown in this video. They started arguing inside of the Bath and Body Works, and then they were trying to get her out, and then it just escalated. She says, I'm not leaving. She should leave.
Don't stand too close to people, man. This is a COVID era, baby.
Truthfully. You know what's safer than staying your distance? Fighting each other.
Yes.
It's way safer.
It's definitely better than keeping 6
You're
feet.
too close to me, so I'm going to fight you and keep no distance between us.
Thank you for Joey's Dumbass of the Day. We got to give a shout out to Grow Green. That's growgreenmi.com. Make sure you go there right now for all your grow needs. And you can visit their store in Whitmore Lake. It's a beautiful day out. Why not take a little drive to Whitmore Lake? Check out their massive warehouse of everything that they have for your little basement grow or all the way to your huge warehouse grow if you got one of those. Call 810-299-2900 right now. Mention Woodward Sports. You got to make sure you mention Woodward Sports when you call, so they will hook you up with some free T-shirts. And we got a special guest on stage with us right now.
Oh, man. Who let him up here?
Yes. Intern Alex, who comes in. Why are you wearing that shirt today, Alex?
Oh, you know damn well why I'm wearing this shirt.
Why don't you tell everybody why you're wearing that shirt today?
Wait. Why did you not wear that shirt on Friday?
Because we lost.
At least he's honest.
But I just wanted to come on real quick, and I know you guys have a show to wrap up, so I'll make it quick. And wish everyone in this room and all of our wonderful viewers welcome to the month of Izzo.
Yep.
That was a marquee Tom Izzo win, and I'm glad everyone got to see it, and don't sleep on us.
You know, we were supposed to have Jimmy King on today, but he
bailed on us.
He bailed on us. Yeah, and I think part of the reason why is because they lost. He didn't want to have to deal with you telling him welcome to Izzo.
Good.
Good. How'd you feel watching the game yesterday? I mean, you go to State right now, correct? But you're not on campus because pretty much campus is closed.
Yeah, I kind of wish I was on campus yesterday because I can confirm that a couch was burned.
Nice.
Yay. So
yeah, we need you to be on campus to be like our on-campus
I really wish
reporter.
I would have brought that to you guys, but yeah, a couch was burned, but it was just such a great win because we finally got the game we needed out of Rocket Watts. Aaron Henry was himself. Tom Izzo was the coach we know he is, and we shut down Dickinson. Wagner did not have a great game. Everything that needed to happen for us to win happened, and now we're in the tournament.
That's it, man. You locked up a tournament seed.
Yeah,
Literally
feels
locked
good.
it up yesterday. No questions asked. I saw a stat yesterday. Michigan State has 3 wins against top 5 ranked teams.
No one else has more than one.
No one else has more than one. So if that isn't enough to stamp your ticket, like we're not even stamping the ticket now as like a 16. I think State can slide in as maybe like a 10 seed too.
Yeah, I can see him anywhere from like a 9 to an 11 seed. Yeah.
This Big Ten tournament's definitely going to play a big role in that,
Oh, yeah.
but you guys pulled it off. That's for damn sure.
We could be playing Michigan again on Friday. If we win our game on Thursday, we move on to play the 1 seed, which is Michigan.
Yeah.
Friday, 11:30, we got to have a watch party here.
They don't want that.
Oh, man.
They don't. That's going to be an ass-whooping part, too.
Well, thank you guys for waking up with the Morning Woodward Show today. We are on every Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Make sure you follow us on all social media at Woodward Sports, and make sure you download that app. It's for free right now in the Apple Store and in your Google Play Store for Android. We appreciate all of you. Thanks for spreading the love this morning. Thanks for all the comments. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for liking. Have a great Monday. It's going to be beautiful the next couple days. We got to go do a Coney review today, Joey, and we're going with Corey. Corey's got a surprise for us, too.
I can't wait. Let's see where Corey takes us.
So we'll go knock that out. And have a great Monday. Enjoy the beautiful weather in Michigan. Wherever else you're watching, thank you guys very much.